It's Monday, May 4th.
I've always been proud of you, Peter, and now the world is showing it too.
The community gathered in Barrhaven Sunday to remember the crossing guard killed on duty earlier this year.
Back to Hudson now, and that is blockered away.
One Canadian team moves on while another one is eliminated in two Game 7s in two different sports Sunday night.
And hitting the pavement for the kids at our local children's hospital at the annual CN Cycle for CHEO. Your morning Ottawa starts right now. Good Monday morning to you. Welcome. May the 4th be with you.
Oh, yes.
I'm Rosie Edda.
How could we forget that it is May the 4th? I am Melissa Lamb, and Will is away for today.
Yes, absolutely. Yesterday, a busy day throughout the community, the city. People were on their bikes and people were walking, all for a good cause. The weather pretty much cooperated.
Yeah.
A little on the chilly side, but if you're moving,
you're fine.
No problem at all.
A little bit windy as well, and we're going to see some more stronger winds today, so full breakdown of your forecast in a few minutes.
Okay, thank you for that, Melissa. We're going to get straight to today's top stories. A community in Barrhaven held a vigil for Peter Clark, the crossing guard killed while on duty in March, as residents remember his impact.
I've always been proud of you, Peter, and now the world is showing it too.
Peter Clark is being remembered as a dedicated crossing guard, killed while on duty in March at his usual spot on Cedar View and Kenvale, an incident that shook the Barrhaven community. At the vigil at Weybridge Park community, residents also unveiling a bench dedicated in his honor. A driver has been charged in connection to the crash. 19-year-old Xander Wright pleaded guilty to one of the charges he is facing, failing to stop after an accident causing death, but pleaded not guilty to dangerous operation causing death.
A man is in serious condition following a motorcycle collision in Ottawa's West End. Ottawa paramedics say they received a call around 9 a.m. yesterday for a crash involving a car and a motorcycle at Holly Acres Road and Carling Avenue. The motorcyclist suffered multiple injuries and was transported to the Ottawa Hospital Trauma Centre in serious condition. Ottawa police say the crash investigation is ongoing. Gatineau police say a 21-year-old man is facing charges in connection with a late-night homicide at a strip club in Gatineau in April. According to a statement from police, Bradley Gerard is facing one count of second-degree murder in connection with the death of 39-year-old Justine Larche. On April 23rd, police responded to reports of gunfire at Bar 77 in the Lac-Beauchamp district. Larche was found with serious injuries and pronounced dead at the scene. This is Gatineau's first homicide of the year.
Ontario Provincial Police have issued arrest warrants for two people in connection with a homicide in Perth last month. 34-year-old Joseph Mador and 28-year-old Brayton Kennedy, both of Ottawa, are wanted on second-degree murder charges. Kennedy is described as 5'11", 260 pounds, with brown hair and blue eyes and a tattoo on his forehead above his left eyebrow. Mador is described as 6'2", 190 pounds with a medium build, hazel eyes, black hair, and tattoos. Police say neither man should be approached if seen. 39-year-old Crystal Allison Richards of Ottawa was found critically injured at Lastduel Park in Perth on April 12th, where he later died in hospital. His death marks the third homicide in Perth in the last 10 years. Anyone with information is asked to contact Lanark County OPP or Crime Stoppers.
Mark Carney became the first Canadian Prime Minister to attend the European Political Community Summit. The meeting was held in Armenia's capital city of Yerevan, and Carney's leadership was recognized even before he arrived, receiving an invitation to address the European Parliament.
I've sent you a couple of weeks ago a letter, an invitation to invite you to speak before the European Parliament. Prime Minister Trudeau did that, and we have had a success.
Yesterday, Carney met with Armenian Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan and also with Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk.
This year marks the 10-year anniversary of the Fort McMurray wildfire that devastated Alberta. The impact of the fire is still being felt a decade later, changing how people talk about and deal with natural disasters.
One of the things we've learned is to be prepared even earlier. We've learned to increase that communication with the municipality, improve the way we can speak to each other on the radio. Are we speaking the same language? Are we using the same system? Are we cross-training with the municipality so they know what we're going to be doing in a wildfire and we can work accordingly so that everyone understands what everyone is doing?
The Horse River wildfire, nicknamed the Beast, forced 90,000 people to flee their homes. 2,500 homes were destroyed, along with nearly 6,000 square kilometers of boreal forest. According to the Insurance Board of Canada, it received 60,000 claims, totaling $4 billion in insured damages. New data from Statistics Canada shows 1 in 10 Canadians are living below the poverty line. StatsCan's 2024 Canadian Income Survey shows poverty rates remained well above levels seen during the pandemic at 11%, only slightly declining from 2023. Racialized groups, Indigenous people, and those living with disabilities make up a large percentage of Canadians living in poverty.
Canada's last hope of bringing the Stanley Cup north of the border has another chance to stay alive. The Montreal Canadiens have advanced to the next round of the 2026 Stanley Cup playoffs.
That's 9-3 Tampa Bay, but Montreal threatening here, scores on a deflection, and Montreal.
Montreal will be the only Canadian team to advance to the second round of the NHL playoffs after a 2-1 win against the Tampa Bay Lightning. The Canadiens will now face the Buffalo Sabres in round 2, which starts Wednesday night. And the FIFA World Cup 2026 volunteer uniforms are officially here, and they're designed to stand out.
Created by Adidas, the bold look features the tournament's signature design and the volunteer program's heart pattern, recognizing volunteers as the heartbeat of the World Cup.
I like that. The kit is built for all kinds of weather as well. Volunteers will also be able to customize their look with host city patches.
Aww, wow.
Very cool.
Those volunteers are so lucky.
It almost looks like a little bit of a throwback to me, right? Like of an 80s, 90s tracksuit style.
A little bit with the fluorescent look.
right,
Absolutely.
yeah.
They're very lucky, the volunteers, but they're going to be exceedingly busy, no doubt about that, during the World Cup. But good on them.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we have lots going on in the forecast this week. The good news is we're going to see some warmer weather because last week it was slightly cooler. This week is starting off slightly warmer. So we will see above seasonal temperatures at least for the next couple of days before it's kind of back to normal throughout midweek. Today's high 20 degrees, normal for this time of the year is around 16 degrees, and the sun will set 8:12 p.m., so getting closer and closer to 8:30, 9 o'clock. Right now, we're starting off your day a little bit wet, a little bit windy as well, seeing some scattered showers this morning. We will see these scattered showers over the next few hours. It should clear up around 9 o'clock this morning. Cloudy until about noon hour, and then after noon hours when we will see some sunshine. Skies will clear up for a little bit in the late part of your afternoon today. Overnight, though, we are expecting some more rain in the forecast, so there's a chance of scattered showers overnight. Risk of thunderstorms tonight, including tomorrow morning as well. So we do have more wet weather on the way, but we should see a nice little break as we head into the afternoon. And unfortunately, it is looking a little bit soggy throughout most of the work week this week, but we still have some sunshine towards the middle end of your work week as well. Temperatures this morning, not so bad, sitting at 8 degrees to start off your day. So in those single digits, but at least the high single digits. 6 in the Valley, 9 in Kingston, 10 in Brockville, 8 in Montreal to start off your morning. And again, those scattered showers we will see throughout the next few hours. A little bit windy as well. So similar to yesterday where we saw some stronger winds, we're going to see those strong west winds 20 up to 50 kilometers an hour. Mainly throughout the morning hours. It should calm down a little bit into the afternoon, but still a bit of a windy start to your day. So of course, making it a little bit difficult for umbrellas this morning when it's also this windy. 20 degrees is the high this afternoon, so above seasonal temperatures. It will be nice and warm once we get to see that sunshine. Very warm across the region in those high teens, low 20s. 21 in the Valley for today, 19 in Bancroft, Trenton, 17 for Kingston this afternoon. 19 is the daytime high along the Seaway. 20 degrees in Gatineau, 21 as well over in Petawawa. So over the next couple of days, you'll see those fluctuating temperatures. Warm to start things off and then kind of cooler throughout the middle of the work week. 20 degrees is the high for today. 13 is the overnight low. Those scattered showers showers clearing up around 9-10 o'clock this morning. We will see some sunshine late in the afternoon. Tomorrow morning, the opposite. We're seeing that those scattered showers, risk of thunderstorms in the morning, should clear up late in the morning, so a little bit earlier into your day tomorrow. 19 degrees is also the high. 14 for Wednesday, still seeing those scattered showers. Finally, a drier day in the forecast for us for Thursday. And then as we head in through the weekend hours, yes, we will see cooler temperatures Friday and through Saturday and a chance of those scattered showers.
Weather is brought to you by Manatic Tree. Complete tree care from start to stump.
And traffic is moving well this morning. We have no major collisions or issues to report. Now let's check out your TSN must-see moments.
Hi everyone, Mark Rowe inside the Sports Center newsroom with your must-see moment from Sunday. We're going to head to Denver with the Avalanche taking on the Wild in Game 1 of their second round series. And check out Vladimir Tarasenko. On the partial break, he pulls off a beautiful dangle, undressing Scott Wedgwood with the Forsberg. The 34-year-old forward gets his second of the postseason in style and earns your must-see moment from Sunday. And tonight we've got action from the NBA playoffs. It's Game 1 of the second round between the 76ers and Knicks. It all gets underway at 7:30 p.m. Eastern across the TSN network. That's all from the Sports Center newsroom. Have a great day.
Coming up next on Your Morning Ottawa, thousands hop on their bikes or lace up their sneakers for CHEO at the CN Cycle for CHEO. We will bring you that story coming up next. Here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam. A little bit of a wet morning for you, but at least we are expecting pretty mild temperatures this afternoon on your May the 4th Monday. You're watching Your Morning Ottawa. We'll be right back. Good morning and welcome back. Here are the big stories we are following today on Your Morning Ottawa. The community gathered in Barrhaven Sunday to remember the crossing guard killed on duty earlier this year. Ontario Provincial Police have issued arrest warrants for 2 people in connection with the homicide in Perth last month. And Canada's last hope of bringing the Stanley Cup north of the border, the Montreal Canadiens have advanced to the next round of the 2026 Stanley Cup playoffs. Now, a check on the forecast. Here's what we're dealing with today. We've got some showers this morning, and that should taper off, and then we'll have a mix of sun and cloud into the afternoon. We should be around 17 degrees midday. Forecast calling for a mild high of 20 degrees later on today, and then we'll have a partly cloudy sky into the evening. Taking a look at your traffic, no major slowdowns on this Monday, May the 4th. The ground is wet, so just keep that in mind. Roads might be a little bit slick out there. Thousands of cyclists took part in the 19th annual CN Cycle for CHEO at LeBreton Flats Sunday morning. The annual event raised funds for cancer care and research at our local children's hospital. CTV's Camille Wilson reports.
I had cancer.
This isn't just any ride for 6-year-old Pierce Corsi and his family.
He's a cancer survivor. He had a type of kidney cancer diagnosed around 18 months of age. So we've been doing it as a family for the last 5 years.
It's a family affair participating in their 5th CN cycle and 4 years since Pierce finished his treatment.
He has 3 older siblings as well, 1 riding in the 100 kilometers, 2 riding in the 70 with their dad, and then the 3 of us are doing the 35.
The 19th annual CN Cycle for CHEO bringing out more than 6,000 cyclists and walkers, helping raise money for the Children's Hospital in a 100K, 70K, 35K, 15-kilometer cycle, and a 2K and 5-kilometer walk.
This is the largest fundraiser we have for oncology programs at CHEO, so for us this means we're going to be able to give over $2 million to the Research Institute, to CHEO, to help with research and care for oncology patients.
First and foremost, why not? Why not? This is for the kids. It's for CHEO. I'm fit body, able body. How many kids are sitting in that hospital today that can't be here? I'm cycling for them. I'm cycling for them. And for the CHEO Bear hug at the end.
Spunky and emceed by CTV Ottawa's Austin Lee.
We want to serve the communities that we run through, support Ottawa. We're a proud part of the community.
And we've just been so thrilled to be able to support the work that CHEO's doing over the last 19 years.
Maureen Rogerson and Team Zach riding to remember her Zachary, who passed away from cancer at age 16.
4th year of doing Team Zach, and our 3rd without him. And Zach helped design the t-shirts.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, he designed the shirts.
This year's event raising nearly $2.2 million for CHEO that will directly support vital care and research.
Just like to say thank you to all the sponsors. We've had a great partnership with CN for many, many years, 19 years in fact, and we're back here again to put on this beautiful event and just say thank you to everybody for helping us participate.
And Piers was one of the top fundraisers.
We do a lot of fundraising, right, Piers? So lots of friends, family, colleagues that support us. It's just been such a positive way of celebrating the success for him and everything that he's been through and where he is now. It's just really special for us to be here participating.
Camille Wilson, CTV News.
What a special day indeed that was on Sunday. Today, however, is a very special day as well. May the 4th be with you. This is known as Star Wars Day. And in our conversation today, we're asking which character in Star Wars is your absolute favorite? We want to hear from you, and we want to know why that character is your favorite Star Wars character. Hey, we can go with the classic, the original trilogy, or we can go with the newer Star Wars. Let us know. We want to hear from you. Your Morning Ottawa at ctv.ca. A new survey says 2/3 of Canadian drivers are canceling or limiting their summer road trips thanks to the high price of gas. That has small businesses, which are dependent on highway traffic, for customers worried about their bottom lines. Let's check in with Bill Carroll from the Morning Rush on News Talk 580 CFRA to get his thoughts. Good Monday morning to you, Bill.
Good morning. It's interesting. I don't know about in your circles, Rosie, but I'm starting to hear people in my circle saying, yeah, you know, that road trip we were planning because we didn't want to go to the U.S. because of the tariff situation. We were going to travel in Canada. With the price of gas, I'm not so sure. Others who were going to fly to Europe are saying the cost of air travel is too expensive and the cost of everything once you get there is too expensive. So I don't know that I've ever seen in my lifetime a war that is very far away on the map has such a close impact on people's lives. It's really astounding to see what's happening now in this war against Iran and the closing of the Strait of Hormuz, how much it actually matters in our everyday lives. And it's having impacts on the economy. We're just starting to see the effects now. I mean, the price of gas has been up for a while, but I was just reading this morning in the LA Times that the last oil tanker from the Strait of Hormuz just arrived in the port in Los Angeles to be unloaded. Once that's done, there's going to be a shortage of oil in California. And but that's probably one of the reasons that the President of the United States is now saying he's going to start escorting or helping ships get through the Strait of Hormuz. I don't know how many private shipping companies will take him up on that offer, but something has to break here soon or things are going to get very bad. Because if they're not bad enough, they're going to get a lot worse.
Yeah, and as I said in my introduction, it's going to get a lot worse for those small business owners who depend on that traffic, the people coming through the small towns on the roads, stopping, getting some ice cream or getting some knickknacks. It is going to get tough if there is not a really almost an immediate resolve to this conflict, Bill. It is going to be really tough out there. But
I think we have to get back sort of in pandemic mode, and that is support our businesses locally. Yeah. Everyone needs to do that.
Yeah.
I think my summer vacation this keeps going. The plan will be walk around the block. That's about all people can afford to do.
Okay, Bill, here's my prediction.
Can you imagine the impact on things like boating and stuff, too? People are not going to
oh my gosh,
the
cost?
Gas.
Yeah. Here's my prediction. I think that Ottawa is going to see a record number of visitors this year. That's what I'm thinking. It'll be Ottawa's opportunity to shine. That's what I'm thinking this summer.
But they'll all be from Kempville because no one can afford to come from beyond there.
I love it. Bill, thank you so much. Have a great show.
Have a good day.
You too. You can remember that you can listen to The Morning Rush with Bill Carroll on News Talk 580 CFRA weekdays from 6 to 10 a.m. Here's a live look from our Skycam on George Street. Is the rain tapering a bit? It was a wet start to your day, but it is going to get quite mild, and we are going to get some peeks of the sun this afternoon. 6:22 on your Monday. We'll be right back after this.
the 4th be with you. It is, of course, Star Wars Day, with many fans likely psyching themselves up for the return to the big screen. And we'll be celebrating with Capital City Garrison later on in the show. So today on Your Morning Ottawa, we're asking you for your comments on who is your favorite Star Wars character and why. Let us know via email at yourmorningottawa@ctv.ca. So I know you're our Star Wars guru, so you tell me your favorite characters.
Big fan, absolutely. And I can just say this a little later on in the show. We're also highlighting the Mayfair Theatre. They've got the original trilogy showing today, May the 4th. So we went and paid them a visit. Okay, so for me, I've got a twofold answer to the question, who's your favorite Star Wars character? Here we go. Princess Leia. Absolutely, my favorite Star Wars character. But I got to tell you this, when I was growing up, Star Wars was out, all the, the original trilogies were coming out. I loved Han Solo's outfit. I wanted his outfit. The cool vest, the black pants, the high black boots, and the white shirt that came down there. I would like pair that with Princess Leia's buns on the side and wear that. I think that that would just be amazing. So there you go.
I love it. I'm glad you stole the show because I was saying, I'm not really up to date. It's not that I'm not a fan. I don't know it as much as everybody else. I was asking, like, is Princess Leia a Star Wars character? R2-D2, I think that's the extent of my knowledge.
Yeah. So. And the gold robot?
The gold robot?
C-3PO.
C-3PO, yes. I do
the
remember
cheeky one.
that
Remember
too.
him?
Yes,
right?
Absolutely.
Okay, all right.
It's coming back to me.
So yeah. We'll be talking about Star Wars throughout the show here and there on May the 4th. And we're going to be hearing from you later on in the show. We're asking, who's your favorite Star Wars character and why? Send us your comments at yourmorningottawa@ctv.ca. Wake up and win with CTV, Your Morning, and beancars.ca. We could pay your bills with a massive $20,000. Imagine what you could do with an extra 20 grand. The possibilities are endless. Okay, get ready. Today's code word is money. Head to the contest page at ctvottawa.ca or scan the QR code on your screen right there. Enter money with your info for your chance to win. The Your Morning $20,000 Pay Your Bills contest brought to you by beancars.ca, Carlton Place. We will be right back. It is 8 degrees. We are at 6:27 on your Monday, May the 4th. Stay with us. Good morning, 6:31. Welcome to Your Morning Ottawa. We're really glad you could start your day with us. I'm Rosie Edda.
I'm Melissa Lamb, and Will is away for today.
All right. Coming up a little bit later on in the show, we're celebrating all things Star Wars, being May the 4th, Star Wars Day. We're looking forward to that. And we're also going to take a trip to Mayfair Theatre because they're celebrating Star Wars.
I can't wait.
Looking forward to that. But first off, we're going to start off with today's top stories. A community in Barrhaven held a vigil for Peter Clark, the crossing guard killed while on duty in March, as residents remember his impact.
I've always been proud of you, Peter, and now the world is showing it too.
Peter Clark is being remembered as a dedicated crossing guard, killed while on duty in March at his usual spot on Cedarview and Kenneville, an incident that shook the Barrhaven community. At the vigil at Weybridge Park Community, residents also unveiling a bench dedicated in his honor. A driver has been charged in connection to the crash. 19-year-old Xander Wright pleaded guilty to one of the charges he is facing, failing to stop after an accident causing death, but pleaded not guilty to dangerous operation causing death.
Gatineau police say a 21-year-old man is facing charges in connection with a late-night homicide at a strip club in Gatineau in April. According to a statement from police, Bradley Gerard is facing one count of second-degree murder in connection with the death of 39-year-old Justine Larche. On April 23rd, police responded to reports of gunfire at Bar 77 in the Lac-Beauchamp district. Larche was found with serious injuries and pronounced dead at the scene. This is Gatineau's first homicide of the year.
Ontario Provincial Police have issued arrest warrants for 2 people in connection with a homicide in Perth last month. 34-year-old Joseph Madore and 28-year-old Brayton Kennedy, both of Ottawa, are wanted on second-degree murder charges. Kennedy is described as 5'11", 260 pounds, with brown hair, blue eyes, and a tattoo on his forehead above his left eyebrow. Madore is described as 6'2", 190 pounds, with a medium build, hazel eyes, black hair, and tattoos. Police say neither man should be approached if seen. 39-year-old Christo Allison Richards of Ottawa was found critically injured at Last Duel Park in Perth on April 12th, where he later died in hospital. His death marks the third homicide in Perth in the last 10 years. Anyone with information is asked to contact Lanark County OPP or Crime Stoppers.
Some federal public service workers will be back in the office 5 days a week starting today. Executives are now required to work on site 5 days, while all other federal employees in the core public service will need to be in the office 4 days a week come July. One of the issues, though, has been inadequate office space. Public Services and Procurement Canada says it's working to address any issues with the new on-site presence and office space. All federal employees are currently required to be in the office for a minimum of 3 days a week. 3 people are dead and 1 confirmed case of hantavirus on a cruise ship in the Atlantic. The outbreak occurred on the MV Honduras traveling from Ushuaia to Argentina in Cape Verde. The WHO said on Sunday there was 1 case of hantavirus, an illness unusually transmitted from humans from rodents.
This year marks the 10-year anniversary of the Fort McMurray wildfire that devastated Alberta. The impact of the fire is still being felt a decade later, changing how people talk about and deal with natural disasters.
One of the things we've learned is to be prepared even earlier. We've learned to increase that communication with the municipality, improve the way we can speak to each other on the radio. Are we speaking the same language? Are we using the same system? Are we cross-training with the municipality so they know what we're going to be doing in a wildfire and we can work accordingly so that everyone understands what everyone is doing?
The Horse River wildfire, nicknamed the Beast, forced 90,000 people to flee their homes. 2,500 homes were destroyed, along with nearly 6,000 square kilometers of boreal forest. According to the Insurance Board of Canada, it received 60,000 claims totaling $4 billion in insured damages.
New data from Statistics Canada shows 1 in 10 Canadians are living below the poverty line. Stats Canada 2024 Canadian Income Survey shows poverty rates remained well above levels seen during the pandemic at 11%, only slightly declining from 2023. Racialized groups, Indigenous people, and those living with disabilities make up a large percentage of Canadians living in poverty.
A tough end to a thrilling weekend for Raptor fans after a Game 7 loss in Cleveland.
And the Raptors, after taking Game 6 at home, they fall in Game 7 to the Cleveland.
The Raptors had the lead early, but the Cavs managed to pull even at the half. Cleveland then took over in the third, winning the game 114-102. Scotty Barnes was in foul trouble all night. He ended up with 24 points. The Raptors played shorthanded all series and still managed to take the Cavs to 7. That's reason for optimism for fans.
And just a day away from Cinco de Mayo, celebrations were underway in the Byward Market.
I love this celebration in the market. Mexican heritage on full display in the market as live music, mouth-watering cuisine, and vibrant art was showcased under the dazzling Pepo Picado. The event was organized by Vida Mexico and the Byward Market District Authority with dance, workshops, carnival games, a photo booth, and a kids zone.
And for the first time in Canada, a special Mexican art exhibition will be on display at Gallery 55 right through until May 30th. So you have some time to go check it out, which is very nice.
Look at the little dog. Looking. And I love it. They have the face painting station as well. And I love to see kids just sitting there. They're like so excited to get their face painted. It's just such a thrill.
The hard thing about getting your kids' face painted is when a little streak happens and they mess it up and they get so upset about it.
Yeah.
Yes. So face painting is a you know, not always an easy thing for parents because you just have to worry about them not messing up their face.
Don't touch your face
Don't
after
touch
you
your
get
face.
it done.
Yes, it's hard when there's so many good, delicious eats as well because you want to eat everything. But I just loved all the vibrant colors. Our forecast this morning, it's a little bit wet and a little bit windy to start off your day. It will get a bit better into the afternoon, though. We will start to see skies clearing. And then this week, a real mix in the forecast for us. We will see some rain, some warmer weather, some sunshine. So we have it all. Temperatures right now sitting at 8 degrees, so not a bad looking start to your morning. At least it's better than it was last week when we were in those low single digits. We are still seeing some scattered showers out there this morning. So we will see that rain until about 9 or 10 o'clock this morning. That's when it should clear out. Cloudy skies throughout the remainder of the day. Sunshine starting around noon hour today. So we will even get to see a bit of sunshine later on in the day, but you will see spotty showers then into your evening overnight. So we will get to see some clear skies from noon hour till about 4 or 5 p.m. Then we could start to see a few more scattered showers in the forecast for us. Overnight, we could even see some thunderstorms as well as early tomorrow morning. So we could see some active weather on the way tonight and early tomorrow morning. And then a wet start to your day as well on Tuesday, but we will start to see some sunshine towards the middle of the work week. Winds today, it's a bit windy as well, similar to yesterday. We're going to see these west winds gusting up to 50 kilometers an hour. So gusting 20 to 50 kilometers an hour. So bit of a windy start to your morning, and we will see those wind gusts starting to calm down late this afternoon. It will be less windy in the forecast for us. In our temperatures today, above seasonal, so a very warm day, 20 degrees for Ottawa, 19 for Cornwall, Kemptville, 21 out in the valley is your daytime high today, 20 as well over in Gatineau. Over the next few days, we will see a mixture of everything in the forecast for us, but it will start off nice and warm. 20 degrees for today, 19 for tomorrow. You can see the overnight lows much better. Tomorrow morning, we could see some thunderstorms that will continue into the late morning hours, but clearing up in the afternoon. 14 degrees for Wednesday, chance of those scattered showers. Cooling off Thursday and through the weekend, a little bit below seasonal then towards the middle of your work week. As we head into the weekend forecast, could see some more scattered showers Friday and through Saturday.
Weather brought to you by Manotick Place Retirement Community, a community you can call home.
Here's a look at your drive-in right now, and no major issues east to west. Traffic is still looking fairly decent this hour. We have no major collisions to report.
Traffic brought to you by Presler Injury Lawyers, 1-800-JUSTICE.
Wake up and win with CTV Your Morning and beancars.ca. We could pay your bills with a massive $20,000. Oh, imagine what you can do with an extra 20 grand. The possibilities are endless. Today's code word is money. Head to the contest page at ctvottawa.ca or scan the QR code on your screen that you can see this time. There it is. Enter money with your info for your chance to win. The Your Morning $20,000 Pay Your Bills contest brought to you by beancars.ca, Carleton Place. Coming up on Your Morning Ottawa, one tough loss and one big one. One Canadian team is eliminated while another moves on after a pair of Game 7s. CTV's Scott Hurst has more on that just ahead. A wet start to your day, a couple of showers here and there, but it is going to brighten up and warm up quite nicely into the afternoon. Here's a live look through our sky cam. 6:41. We'll be right back. Good morning. Welcome back. Here are the big stories happening today on Your Morning Ottawa. The community gathered in Barrhaven Sunday to remember the crossing guard killed on duty earlier this year. Ontario Provincial Police have issued arrest warrants for 2 people in connection with a homicide in Perth last month. In Canada's last hope of bringing the Stanley Cup north of the border, the Montreal Canadiens have advanced to the next round of the 2026 Stanley Cup playoffs. Now, a check on the forecast.
A little bit wet and windy to start off your Monday morning. We're seeing some light scattered showers out there right now and some wind gusts as well. 20 up to 50 kilometers an hour. Into your afternoon, skies will begin to clear. A bit of sunshine late this afternoon. 20 degrees is the high, so nice and warm. Staying mild for tomorrow with a high of 19. Could see some thunderstorms overnight and early tomorrow morning. More scattered showers on Wednesday and a little bit cooler with a high of 14. On your roads this hour, still no major issues east to west. Traffic starting to pick up, though. It's starting to build in those usual slowdown spots, but we are still collision-free on your morning drive.
Two Canadian teams were fighting to keep their playoff dreams alive last night. Both the Toronto Raptors and the Montreal Canadiens were facing do-or-die Game 7s last night. CTV News correspondent Scott Hurst joins us with the results this morning. So, Scott, good morning to you. Let's start with the only Canadian team left in the playoffs, the Montreal Canadiens, keeping their season alive.
Good morning, Rosie. Well, the dream is still alive for the Stanley Cup to finally come back north of the border as the Montreal Canadiens really stole Game 7 on the road in Tampa Bay, ultimately winning the game 2-1 to win the series and advance, moving on to round 2. But it wasn't pretty. However, it never matters how you win. In fact, the Habs failed to put on a shot on goal in the entire second period. The first time in franchise history, the Canadiens failed to register a shot on goal in a playoff period, but led by some hot play by their young goalie, who only let one get past them to keep the team alive. The Montreal Canadiens, as I mentioned, now moving on to the second round, where they'll face the Buffalo Sabres. Game 1 is in Buffalo on Wednesday night. Montreal now the only Canadian team left after both Edmonton and Ottawa were eliminated in the first round. And really, what a series this was between the two sides, between Montreal and between Tampa, as this series featured 7 one-goal games, and 4 of those even going to overtime. So a thrilling first-round series, but for Montreal Canadian fans right across the country, and for those who are hoping for the Stanley Cup to finally come back north of the border, that dream is still alive, Rosie.
So, Scott, Canadian basketball fans, however, disappointed with the Raptors losing a tough Game 7.
Well, they pushed the Cleveland Cavaliers to the brink, of course, taking it to Game 7 on the road in Cleveland, but they ultimately couldn't upset the higher seed as Cleveland won in a lopsided victory. And at one point in the second half, they were up big on the Raptors, who were without 2 starters for much of the series, including Emmanuel Quickley, who missed the entire series, and Brandon Ingram, who missed the last 2 games with a heel injury. A disappointing end to the season, no doubt, particularly the excitement that came out of the Game 6 win with R.J. Barrett hitting that game-winning shot, but even some of the players and coach Darko Rajakovic already appreciating and commenting on the success of the season, some calling it a coming-out party of sorts for the young Raptors team, not just in this playoff series, but the season as a whole, considering many analysts going into the year were predicting the Raptors may even be on the outside looking in, trying to get into the playoffs, let alone push the Cleveland Cavaliers to the brink in a 7-game series. But ultimately now for Canadian basketball fans, there is still hope because, of course, defending champions Oklahoma City Thunder and the defending MVP Hamilton's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, they're still alive, and they're playing the Los Angeles Lakers in round 2, Rosie.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see how the Canadians do in the playoffs. Their Stanley Cup hopes are still alive. And, of course, for the PWHL, we have to look at their playoff hopes with the Ottawa Charge making it right through into the playoffs. So that's also very exciting stuff. Scott.
Thanks so much. Exciting times.
Thank you.
Be with you. How many times will we say that today?
A lot.
Well, it is Star Wars Day, with many fans likely psyching themselves up, of course, for the return to the big screen. So we'll be celebrating with the Capital City Garrison and the Mayfair Theatre later on in the show. So today on Your Morning Ottawa, we are asking you for your comments on who is your favorite Star Wars character and why. And here's what some of you had to say.
Cindy says, my 8-year-old is obsessed with Star Wars. His favorite character is Chewbacca because he says he's a good friend.
He's the big, like, Sasquatch
There you
type of
go.
character, right?
That's a great way to describe it.
Yes,
Yeah.
I remember the mask when that was all the rage, like
Yes.
10 years ago. There was that Chewbacca mask that came out. So, okay, now it's coming back to me, all the Star Wars characters. And Chloe says, my favorite Star Wars character is Yoda. Yoda is my favorite because he is smart, funny, cute, and wise. So yeah, Yoda all the way. So cute.
We can keep this conversation going. You know, there's so many characters, so many movies to enjoy. It's May the 4th. It's Star Wars Day. We're asking, who is your favorite Star Wars character and why? Send us your comments at Your Morning Ottawa at ctv.ca.
And coming up next on Your Morning Ottawa, there was one very fashionable choice at the box office this weekend. We'll tell you how the hotly anticipated sequel to The Devil Wears Prada did at the movies this weekend. We'll have that story coming up next. Here's a live look at our sky cam on George Street this morning. Looks like skies are starting to clear, but we did see some light scattered showers earlier. Could be a wet start to your morning, so keep those umbrellas handy. Good morning, Ottawa, 8 degrees at 6:51. It is time now for your morning fix, and the fashionable choice for moviegoers this weekend was, of course, The Devil Wears Prada 2.
So I used to have your job. Got to go to Paris Fashion Week.
Meryl Streep, Anne Hathaway, Emily Blunt, and Stanley Tucci reunited for the sequel 20 years after the original, The Devil Wears Prada, racking up $77 million US across North America. Michael is still going strong with $54 million in ticket sales despite falling to second place, and the Super Mario Galaxy movie took in third with $12.1 million.
Not surprised at all that Devil Wears Prada 2 took in over $70 million.
Absolutely.
Absolutely not surprised.
So I went to the movies this weekend,
Yes.
and I saw so many people going to The Devil Wears Prada, and trust me, I was like, I would love to go be watching this right now. Unfortunately, I'm with my kids, so of course I went to a kids movie, which was Animal Farm. So that's what we went to see this weekend.
Okay. You had to sort of bypass The Devil Wears Prada 2.
That's right.
But you know what? Eventually you'll go see it.
Yeah.
And I think you'll like it.
And I did see like so many women there, and like I could tell there was like groups of girls getting together. They haven't seen each other in a while. Dressed to the nines because they were like reuniting, and they had their popcorn. They were going in. I'm like, I know where they're going to see, and I wish I could sneak in with them. And I thought about it.
You will not be disappointed with all the fashion in the movie.
know.
That's all I'm going to say.
Absolutely.
That's all I'm going to say.
Well, a Colombian singer, Shakira, performed to a massive crowd at Rio's Copacabana Beach during a stop on her world tour. So she delivered her biggest hits in front of what local officials said was an estimated 2 million people. The free concert is part of an initiative aimed at boosting tourism during the Brazilian city's shoulder season. Last year, a similar massive crowd attended a free Lady Gaga concert at the same iconic beach. I mean, look at this crowd.
Oh my goodness.
Wild, right?
It's so lovely to know that that large mass of humanity can congregate, and it's all good. It's for music, it's for art. I love that.
Absolutely. But imagine playing to that large crowd, like incredible. So good. Well, an Academy Award-winning actress is heading to White Lotus. Laura Dern has joined the cast of the upcoming season of the anthology series. She joins after it was announced Helena Bonham Carter would also be stepping out of the show, which is already filming now. The anthology series follows a new cast every single season, all visiting a White Lotus resort in different parts of the world. The new season will take place in the French Riviera. You can watch seasons 1 all the way to 3 on White Lotus on Crave.
Oh, there's Laura Dern.
Yeah, I know you follow this, so do you think this is a good cast?
I think she's amazing.
Yeah.
I really do. She's such a great actress. And listen, if anybody can do just worried and nervous and confused, it's Laura Dern.
Oh,
and that's what you need on that show.
Okay, so you think it's a good fit?
Yeah, I definitely think it's a good fit. All right, here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam. It was a bit of a wet start this morning, but things are going to clear out into the afternoon and warm up as well. There's that live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam. It's 6:57. We'll be right back with so much more. Good morning, Ottawa. It's Monday, May 4th.
I've always been proud of you, Peter, and now the world is showing it too.
The community gathered in Barrhaven Sunday to remember the crossing guard killed on duty earlier this year.
To Hudson now, and that is blocked away.
One Canadian team moves on while another is eliminated in 2 Game 7s in 2 different sports Sunday night.
And a touring poutine festival makes a stop right here in Ottawa. Your Morning Ottawa starts right now. Good morning. We are so glad you can start your day with us. Hope the coffee is nice and hot or the tea is nice and hot. And you're having a great morning. I'm Rosie Edden.
I'm Melissa Lamb, and Will is away for today.
Okay, and May the 4th be with you. If you know, you know. Happy Star Wars Day.
It is. We've been talking about it all morning long, and we'll continue to talk about it throughout the show, and we have some exciting things coming up a little later on as well.
Looking forward to that. Right now, we're going to get to today's top stories. A community in Barrhaven held a vigil for Peter Clark, the crossing guard killed while on duty in March, as residents remember his impact.
I've always been proud of you, Peter, and now the world is showing it too.
Peter Clark is being remembered as a dedicated crossing guard, killed while on duty in March at his usual spot on Cedarview and Kennevale, an incident that shook the Barrhaven community. At the vigil at Weybridge Park community, residents also unveiling a bench dedicated in his honor. A driver has been charged in connection to the crash. 19-year-old Xander Wright pleaded guilty to one of the charges he is facing, failing to stop after an accident causing death, but pleaded not guilty to dangerous operation causing death.
Gatineau police say a 21-year-old man is facing charges in connection with a late-night homicide at a strip club in Gatineau in April. According to a statement from police, Bradley Gerard is facing 1 count of second-degree murder in connection with the death of 39-year-old Justine Larche. On April 23rd, police responded to reports of gunfire at Bar 77 in the Lac-Beauchamp district. Larche was found with serious injuries and pronounced dead at the scene. This is Gatineau's first homicide of the year.
Ontario Provincial Police have issued arrest warrants for 2 people in connection with a homicide in Perth last month. 34-year-old Joseph Madore and 28-year-old Brayton Kennedy, both of Ottawa, are wanted on second-degree murder charges. Kennedy is described as 5'11", 260 pounds, with brown hair, blue eyes, and a tattoo on his forehead above his left eyebrow. Madore is described as 6'2", 190 pounds, with a medium build, hazel eyes, black hair, and tattoos. Police say neither man should be approached if seen. 39-year-old Christo Allison Richards of Ottawa was found critically injured at Last Duel Park in Perth on April 12th, where he later died in hospital. His death marks the 3rd homicide in Perth in the last 10 years. Anyone with information is asked to contact Lanark County OPP or Crime Stoppers.
Some federal public service workers will be back in the office 5 days a week starting today. Executives are now required to work on-site 5 days a week, while all other federal employees in the core public service will need to be in the office 4 days a week come July. One of the issues, though, has been inadequate office space. Public Services and Procurement Canada says it is working to address any issues with the new on-site presence and office space. All federal employees are currently required to be in the office for a minimum of 3 days a week. 3 people are dead after a suspected hantavirus outbreak on a cruise ship in the Atlantic Ocean. The World Health Organization reported 1 confirmed case aboard the MV Hondias ship, which was traveling from Argentina to Cape Verde. Hantavirus is usually passed from humans from rodents through their feces, saliva, or urine. It can cause severe respiratory illness. An investigation into the deaths is currently underway.
New data from Statistics Canada shows 1 in 10 Canadians are living below the poverty line. StatsCan's 2024 Canadian Income Survey shows poverty rates remain well above levels seen during the pandemic at 11%, only slightly declining from 2023. Racialized groups, Indigenous people, and those living with disabilities make up a large percentage of Canadians living in poverty.
Canada's last hope of bringing the Stanley Cup north of the border has another chance to stay alive. The Montreal Canadiens have advanced to the next round of the 2026 Stanley Cup playoffs.
It's 9-3 Tampa Bay, but Montreal threatening here. Scores on a deflection, and Montreal has struck first.
And Montreal will be the only Canadian team to advance to the second round of the NHL playoffs after winning a 2-1 battle in Tampa against the Lightning last night. The Canadiens will now face the Buffalo Sabres in round 2 starting Wednesday night.
And a tough end to a thrilling weekend for Raptors fans after a Game 7 loss in Cleveland.
And the Raptors, after taking Game 6 at home, they fall in Game 7 to the Cleveland Cavaliers.
The Raptors had the lead early, but the Cavs managed to pull even at the half. Cleveland then took over in the third, winning the game 114-102. Scotty Barnes was in foul trouble all night. He ended up with 24 points. The Raptors played shorthanded all series and still managed to take the Cavs to 7. That's reason for optimism for fans.
And Ontario's touring Poutine Festival made a stop in the capital this weekend.
This marks the 10th anniversary of Ottawa's Poutine Fest over on the Great Lawn at the RA Centre. There were over 30 vendors to sample poutine from across Ontario, plus a poutine competition for the best poutine and a poutine crawl to get your curd on.
And if you missed it this weekend, don't worry. There will be more Poutine Fest coming to the city. Carlton plays at Riverside Park next weekend. How do you like your poutine? I need to ask. Do you like a classic or do you like to add something special to it?
I don't do poutine because I don't do a lot of cheese.
Right? Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay,
So I will do something called disco fries, which is French fries and some gravy.
Oh, okay.
Right? Sans
no cheese.
Sans the cheese curd.
Okay.
There you go.
I love
What
it.
about you? Do you
I
like
haven't had poutine in a long time because most gravy isn't gluten-free and I can't do cheese curds either anymore. And dairy-free cheese curds are just they're just not good. They don't melt. No, they don't. So, but back in the day, I used to like, if I was at a Poutine Fest, I would put a little bit of bacon on there too. So like poutine with some bacon.
Even
so
more
good.
savory,
Salty.
right? It's making me hungry. Stop, Alyssa.
Me too,
Stop.
I know. And we do have your weather picture of the day. Look at this. It is from Tracy, and she says spring is starting to bloom.
Weather picture brought to you by Box Me Up. Moving, staging, renovating, just box me up.
And of course, we love seeing your weather pictures like Tracy just sent us of little spring blooms. So please send those pictures to us, weathershots@ctv.ca, weathershots@ctv.ca. And temperatures today will be a little bit above the norm, 20 degrees into your afternoon. The sun out until 8:12 p.m. That's when we will see it set later on today. Temperatures right now not so bad, sitting at 8 degrees to start off your morning. A little bit cloudy out there. We did see some early scattered showers. 6 degrees in the valley, double digits for Kingston as well as in Brockville to start your morning off. So we did see some rain to start off your morning. It has tapered off a little bit for us here in the Byward Market. Some areas could of course still see some wet weather on the way over the next few hours, but skies should clear up around 9-10 o'clock this morning. It will be then a little bit cloudier until about noon hour, but by noon hour, clouds should clear out, making way for some sunshine into the forecast today. As we head into this evening, overnight, we could see some more spotty showers. There's a chance of scattered showers overnight. Risk of thunderstorms tonight and early tomorrow morning as well. So we could see some active weather on the way early tomorrow morning, and then we will see these spotty showers kind of linger in through Wednesday as well. 20 degrees is the high and through the afternoon today. We should get to see some sunshine later on in your school day forecast today, but at least it is nice and warm to start things off and into your day ahead. Very warm conditions across the region. 21 in the valley for today, 19 for Bancroft, Trenton, 17 for Kingston, Cornwall. Also sitting at 19 degrees into the day ahead. So very warm weather on the way, 18 for Kittigan-Zibi, 20 degrees in Gatineau. So we will take it because it's been a little bit below seasonal over the last few days. We'll take a couple of warm days. 13 is the low for tonight. We could see active weather on the way tonight and early tomorrow morning. 19 is the high for Tuesday. So staying warm over the next few days. Overnight lows, much better. We were down to below the freezing mark last week, so at least we won't see any cold conditions overnight. 14 degrees is the high for Wednesday. Still seeing some spotty showers in the forecast. It will then cool off a little bit Thursday and through the weekend forecast, but it could still change. And we are expecting those more spotty showers Friday and through Saturday.
7-day weather forecast brought to you by Davidson Hearing Aid Centers, celebrating over 80 years in family business.
Build up eastbound on the 417 between the 416 split in through Woodruff. Also westbound on the 174. We're seeing slowdowns 10th line in through Montreal Road.
The federal government recently renewed the CAN Code program, one that helps build digital literacy, problem-solving skills, and confidence that youth need. And joining us today is Jennifer Flanagan, CEO of Actua. Good morning to you, Jennifer.
Good morning.
So this notice that the federal government is renewing CAN Code is such good news for Actua. Tell us about Actua and tell us about CAN Code.
So, I mean, we are thrilled by this announcement. It could not come at a better time. We know digital skills are so important for youth. So Actua works across the country to make sure that all youth have the opportunity to engage in science and technology, to build those skills, to build the confidence. And CAN Code helps organizations like Actua do that good work, specifically to make sure that we're engaging youth that otherwise would not have the opportunity to engage. So we do a lot of work with girls and young women, with youth in rural, remote communities, Black youth, Indigenous youth. So youth that are underrepresented in these fields and continue to be.
So if youth are sitting in a classroom right now, you can help them?
Yes. So we support a network of university partners across the country. They go in and help teachers to make these digital skills come alive in the classroom. Right now, we are obviously talking a lot about AI. So CAN Code program will support new AI content to get into classrooms.
Okay, so Jennifer, right now, many parents are worried about their children online and online safety. What can you say to that? How can you speak to that?
So rightly so, we're seeing a lot of issues with online safety. Part of countering online safety issues is to prepare youth with the skills to know what to do to, one, keep themselves safe, but if they encounter issues, they are going to be much better equipped to deal with those issues. So we're engaging youth, we're engaging the parents, we're engaging teachers to help them have kids be online, but to do it in a safe way.
And so Actua is out there teaching kids skills and helping teachers teach those kids skills within the digital landscape. Now, I'm wondering about this. Is there concern that coding skills, which is something that is taught at Actua, will be rendered obsolete with the growing advent of AI?
Yes, so that is definitely a concern. There's so many things that are of concern in the space of AI. One, we're still going to need people to know how to code, but this makes it far more accessible to others. So coding is only one aspect of digital skills, so we're teaching kids to use the technology, but there's a whole bunch of other skills that we know, like you mentioned, problem solving and being creative, using good judgment. Those are all really an important part of CAN Code and the work that we're doing. So it goes far beyond coding.
It does go beyond coding.
It does.
That is true. And you are obviously, Actua is keeping up with there's rapid change.
Changing every day.
Change.
Yeah, it'll be changed by the time I get back to the office.
Yes, absolutely. Jennifer Flanagan, CEO of Actua, thank you so much for stopping by. Really appreciate your time this morning.
My pleasure.
Thank you. Melissa.
And coming up on Your Morning Ottawa, Rosie paid a visit to the Mayfair Theatre in Ottawa. We're celebrating May the 4th, aka Star Wars Day. We'll get details on that after the break. Here's a live look for a Centennial Glass sky cam this morning. A gray starts your morning, seeing some scattered showers. Sitting at 8 degrees. Good morning, Ottawa. It is 7:14.
I never do. Oh my God.
The Adapt Expo is happening this weekend, and here with the details we have Kyla McGinnis. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Okay, very exciting times. Tell us about the Adapt Expo and what is happening.
Yes, so the Adapt Expo is actually it's going to be a double expo in collaboration with the Ottawa Inclusive and Parasport Expo. It's a free day, free event that brings together people of all ages and abilities. We have about 125 incredible organizations that are all dedicated to accessibility, inclusion, adaptive living, so everything from accessible renovations, home care, personal care, really cool robotics and adaptive technology.
Cool.
And then in the Raven's Nest right beside us is all these incredible adaptive sports that people can learn about and try in a really safe and inclusive area.
It sounds like a very inclusive event. Can you tell us what inspired you to create this?
We hadn't really seen anything like this in Ottawa before. Some of the shows that have come through have been, you know, sort of big international shows coming through. So we wanted something local and something that was going to be really meaningful to our community. I also live with multiple chronic autoimmune diseases. So having a space where it was where we could meet people and talk to others who are experiencing the same thing was really important for us to bring to Ottawa.
Wow. And what's the reaction been like of the expo so far?
It's been great. So this will be our third year doing it. And this year with the collaboration, it's just even bigger. There's so many more people coming in one spot, but it makes it easier for our businesses to all get together, but also people who are living with disabilities, chronic illness, or seniors. They can all come to one space and feel really like they belong, like we belong. Because we don't often have spaces that are just dedicated for us. We're usually accommodated, which is great. We should be accommodating as much as we can. But this space really feels like it's something for all of us in this community.
Tell us more about this collaboration as well.
Yeah, so Abilities Ottawa and Build Able, which is my company, we've partnered together. And we've also brought on Spinal Cord Injury Ontario and Wimble. So the four of us have decided that this is something that our community needs, so we put all of our resources and time into this on the side of everything else that we do, just to make sure we have a nice space for people to spend the day and learn about all the options and resources and supports that are out there for us.
And can you tell us more about your company, Build Able?
Yeah, so I'm a clinical nurse specialist by trade, and people tend to laugh when they hear that, oh, you run a construction company, but we are specialized in accessibility, so we help people with disabilities to have a safe and functional and beautiful home, and also seniors who want to age in place as well.
Okay, and where can people go for more information as well?
So, yeah, the adaptexpo.ca, all the information is there. You don't need tickets to register. It's completely free. We have free parking, free coffee and tea, free swag bags for the first 400 people, and it's open from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Come on in to either side. We're side by side with the Inclusive in Sport Expo, so it should be a really great day.
And what time is it all happening at?
Oh, sorry, yeah, so this Saturday, May 9th, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m.
And if people do want more information, if they can't, for whatever reason, make it out this weekend, where should they go for that?
The adaptexpo.ca will have all the details up there. Everyone who's involved, the list of 150 plus exhibitors that will be there for the day, all the information is there, adaptexpo.ca.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. You're welcome.
Thanks.
Rosie.
I paid a visit to the iconic Mayfair Theatre right here in Ottawa, where they are celebrating all things Star Wars today. Take a look. All right, I got my popcorn, got my Star Wars merch. Josh, tell us, what is going on May the 4th?
So we're celebrating May the 4th, which over the decades has become a geek Star Wars celebration based on a pun. And so we are screening, for the first time in our era and the first time in many decades, all three movies back to back, Star Wars A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi.
Happening on May the 4th. You're bringing it back here. Tell us about that pun, May the 4th, because they're, you know, Star Wars fans, the Star Wars nerds, they know about it. I'm not sure if other people know.
Well, I learned today that it came from a conservative ad for Margaret Thatcher in the late 70s. And that's the first, if the internet is to be believed, the first recorded instance of that. And then it's been used in cartoons and comedy and all kinds of behind-the-scenes stuff. And now it's a kind of legit geek holiday where Lucasfilm, Disney will release new TV shows, new books, new comics around the day.
I think it's wonderful that the Mayfair Theatre gets to screen the original trilogy. Here in this theater, there's so much history. Give me a little bit of background, because I'm already seeing, like, you just look around and you feel like, oh, wow, this place goes back a while.
Yeah, well, screening the trilogy on a Monday isn't the greatest thing, because we would rather it be a Saturday or a Sunday. but it's May the 4th, so that's kind of the rules. And if you look around the Mayfair, you're going to see Humphrey Bogart in a balcony, you're going to see the Terminator in a balcony, and this is just stuff that's always here. We have a Han and Carbonite that's been here for years and years. We have vintage posters we always have on display. So, you know, we have a love of the game. We love that we're doing this. And it's so great when people come out because, of course, people own these movies on Blu-ray. You can watch them on a streaming service, but you can't beat coming out and seeing them in person with a big crowd and people clapping when the credits roll and people cheering. And there'll be kids here for the first time seeing it on the big screen, which is always the best.
Oh my gosh. What does it mean to you to be part owner of the Mayfair and to be able to bring this kind of movie magic to folks here in Ottawa?
It's really something, and it's supply and demand, right? Like, we get to screen these kind of fun things because people come out and support these kind of fun things. Completely different kind of movie, but we are going to be in our 5th week of screening a Canadian film called Nirvana, the Band, the Show, the Movie.
Okay.
So that's a little funny, independent movie, but people keep coming out, and that's so great that they support that kind of movie, and that people come out to support this kind of movie. We have an excuse to do it again. Yeah. And we've been here since 2009, and we haven't been able to screen the trilogy in those times because it was just a whole other story, but locked away in the Disney vaults. So those movies are starting to become available to us now. And so whether it's getting to screen the trilogy or a bunch of Wes Anderson films, which Disney also owns,
so cool.
We're getting to really show a lot of this great stuff now.
Josh?
Yes?
May the 4th be with you.
May the 4th be with you.
At CTV and Your Morning Ottawa and Saint Laurent Centre are celebrating Mother's Day. We're giving you a chance to win a $500 gift card to make your day unforgettable. You can find the perfect gift and treat for yourself at Saint Laurent Centre. Explore a wide selection of fashion, beauty, and so much more with new stores like Sephora and H&M. Saint Laurent Centre, your one destination for everything you need, conveniently located off the 417 with ample free parking. So make this Mother's Day truly special. Visit CTVOttawa.ca for your chance to win that $500 shopping spree at Saint Laurent Centre, and best of luck. Coming up on Your Morning Ottawa, Mother's Day is, of course, this weekend, and we're having an important conversation about moms and burnout. Christine Harrison from Focus Forward Health joins us coming up next. She's standing by in the Your Morning Ottawa Lazy Boy Lounge. Here's a live look at our Skycam this morning. Skycam on George Street, a bit of a wet start this morning. We saw some scattered showers sitting at 8 degrees right now. Good morning, Ottawa. It is 7:26. Ready to grow your green thumb this season? Join us every Friday as we plant the seeds for gardening success with local experts.
Good to Grow on CTV Your Morning Ottawa, Fridays. Brought to you in part by Robert Plant Greenhouses.
Hope the coffee is nice and hot, or your tea. Hope you're having a great start to the day. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Rosie Edde.
I'm Melissa Lamb, and Will is away for today. And of course, it is Mom's Week here on Your Morning Ottawa. So we're talking all things mom, from gift ideas to what you can do. But coming up, we're going to have a very important conversation about moms and burnout. We often carry what is called the invincible load. So we're going to kind of talk more about that and signs and symptoms you should be looking out for if you're maybe experiencing burnout yourself.
An important conversation coming up. Looking forward to that. But first off, we're going to get to today's top stories. A community in Barrhaven held a vigil for Peter Clark, the crossing guard killed while on duty in March, as residents remember his impact.
I've always been proud of you, Peter, and now the world is showing it too.
Peter Clark is being remembered as a dedicated crossing guard, killed while on duty in March at his usual spot on Cedarview and Kennevale, an incident that shook the Barrhaven community. At the vigil at Weybridge Park community, residents also unveiling a bench dedicated in his honor. A driver has been charged in connection to the crash. 19-year-old Xander Wright pleaded guilty to one of the charges he is facing, failing to stop after an accident causing death, but pleaded not guilty to dangerous operation causing death.
Gatineau police say a 21-year-old man is facing charges in connection with a late-night homicide at a strip club in Gatineau in April. According to a statement from police, Bradley Girard is facing 1 count of second-degree murder in connection with the death of 39-year-old Justine Large. On April 23rd, police responded to reports of gunfire at Bar 77 in the Lac-Beauchamp district. Large was found with serious injuries and pronounced dead at the scene. This is Gatineau's first homicide of the year.
Ontario Provincial Police have issued arrest warrants for 2 people in connection with a homicide in Perth last month. 34-year-old Joseph Medor and 28-year-old Brayton Kennedy, both of Ottawa, are wanted on second-degree murder charges. Kennedy is described as 5'11", 260 pounds with brown hair and blue eyes and a tattoo on his forehead above his left eyebrow. Medor is described as 6'2", 190 pounds with a medium build, hazel eyes, black hair, and tattoos. Police say neither man should be approached if seen. 39-year-old Christo Allison Richards of Ottawa was found critically injured at Last Duo Park in Perth on April 12th, where he later died in hospital. His death marks the 3rd homicide in Perth in the last 10 years. Anyone with information is asked to contact Lanark County OPP or Crime Stoppers.
Some federal public service workers will be back in the office 5 days a week starting today. Executives are now required to work on-site 5 days, while all other federal employees in the core public service will need to be back in the office 4 days a week come July. One of the issues, though, has been inadequate office space. Public Services and Procurement Canada says it is working to address any issues with the new on-site presence and office space. All federal employees are currently required to be in the office for a minimum of 3 days a week. And 3 people are dead after a suspected hantavirus outbreak on a cruise ship in the Atlantic Ocean. The World Health Organization reported 1 confirmed case aboard the MV Hondius ship, which was traveling from Argentina to Cape Verde. Hantavirus is usually passed to humans through rodents, through their feces, saliva, or urine. It can cause severe respiratory illness. An investigation into the deaths is currently underway.
New data from Statistics Canada shows 1 in 10 Canadians are living below the poverty line. StatsCan's 2024 Canadian Income Survey shows poverty rates remained well above levels seen during the pandemic at 11%, only slightly declining from 2023. Racialized groups, Indigenous people, and those living with disabilities make up a large percentage of Canadians living in poverty.
Canada's last hope of bringing the Stanley Cup north of the border has another chance to stay alive. The Montreal Canadiens have advanced to the next round of the 2026 Stanley Cup playoffs.
It's 9-3 Tampa Bay, but Montreal threatening here, scores on a deflection, and Montreal has...
And Montreal will be the only Canadian team to advance to the second round of the NHL playoffs after a 2-1 win against Tampa Bay Lightning. The Canadiens will now face off against the Buffalo Sabres in round 2 starting Wednesday night.
And a tough end to a thrilling weekend for Raptors fans after a Game 7 loss in Cleveland.
And the Raptors, after taking Game 6 at home, they fall in Game 7 to the Cleveland Cavaliers.
The Raptors had the lead early, but the Cavs managed to pull even at the half. Cleveland then took over in the third, winning the game 114-102. Scotty Barnes was in foul trouble all night. He ended up with 24 points. The Raptors played shorthanded all series and still managed to take the Cavs to 7. That's reason for optimism for fans.
Stunning handcrafted ceramics and unique pottery were on display at the Ottawa Clay Festival.
Ottawa Guild of Potters hosted the event at the Horticulture Building in Lansdowne Park. The free event featured live clay demonstrations, a kids' clay making table, live music, and a pottery sales. Oh, I love handmade pottery, and watching it being created as well. It's mesmerizing.
Especially, I don't know if you've ever tried to do the wheel and see how hard it is. There's like a full new appreciation for those who can create works of art out of it.
Here. It's so true. It is wonderful to watch how they just, with their hands, create such beautiful figures, and that must have been a great event.
And I love handmade pieces because they're so unique. They have like character. I sometimes like the little imperfections in them as well, so they're not, you know, just sitting there perfect. They're They're kind of like us, perfectly imperfect, right?
I love that.
Our forecast this morning, we're seeing a bit of wet weather on the way, and it is a little bit windy out there as well. Don't worry, it will clear into the afternoon, and it's actually started to clear already here in the Byward Market. So we will get to see even a little bit of sunshine later on this week, but really it's a week that we're going to see a mix of everything: warm weather, cold weather, rain, and some sunshine. Temps right now sitting at 8 degrees, so not a bad looking start to your morning. It is 8 as well in Montreal. Double digits for Kingston, sitting at 10 already. 6 degrees currently in the valley. In our skies, we did see some scattered showers earlier this morning. Some areas to the east of us could still see some rain, including Cornwall, Hawkesbury, and over in Montreal. This morning, for the most part, it has cleared up for us here in the Byward Market. It will still be cloudy until about noon hour, but by noon hour, we should start to get some sunshine on the way. So some sunny breaks late this afternoon, and then later on this evening, spotty showers possible starting around 5-6 p.m. tonight, and we could see some more rain overnight tonight. Risk of thunderstorms overnight, which will continue tomorrow morning. So we could see some active weather on the way early tomorrow morning, and then we will kind of continue to see spotty showers Tuesday as well as in through Wednesday, but finally some sunshine as we head into Thursday. Temperatures today, if you're heading over to recess, not so bad. So you can see it will be cloudier until about noon hour today. That's when we will get to see some sunshine on the way. Temperatures warm though. We'll be sitting at 15 degrees by 1 p.m. and then reach our daytime high late this afternoon around 3-4 p.m. That's when we should reach our daytime high of 20 degrees. So beautiful, warm into the afternoon. Again, spotty showers then into your overnight tonight, but at least we're going to see some sunshine and warm conditions. 21 in through the valley today, 19 in Bancroft as well as in Trenton, Brockville, Cornwall today also sitting at 19, 20 for Gatineau, 18 over in Kittigan-Zibi. Over the next couple of days, we will of course see some spotty showers and temperatures warm today, tomorrow. Then it will cool off slightly and be a little bit below seasonal towards the middle of the work week. So we could see some active weather overnight tonight and early tomorrow morning. Staying warm tomorrow, 19 degrees is the high. Overnight lows much better this week. Last week we were below that freezing mark. We won't do that this week, thank goodness. 14 degrees on Wednesday as we head into Thursday. That's the nice sunny day this week, but it is a little bit cooler.
And taking a look now at your traffic, we have some buildup eastbound on the 417 between the 416 split until Woodruff. Westbound on the 174, we have slowdowns at 10th line until Montreal Road. Riverside Drive is seeing heavy congestion beginning at Bronson until Bank Street. And the Champlain Bridge is beginning to see some volume. Other bridges are moving well.
Traffic brought to you by Presler Injury Lawyers. 1-800-JUSTICE.
Mom's Week on Your Morning Ottawa. Brought to you in part by Holt Spa, the ultimate escape.
Well, Mother's Day is this weekend, and we're having a very important conversation about moms and burnout. Christine Harrison from Focus Forward Health is joining us this morning to share some advice for moms. Good morning to you.
Hi, good morning.
So it is Mother's Week, and of course we're celebrating everything's mom, but this is a very important conversation to have because I think a lot of us moms especially can experience burnout. Can you kind of tell us what burnout actually is?
Sure, there's a lot of talk about burnout, and that word's being thrown around a lot.
It is.
So burnout isn't exhaustion. What we say is when we can really identify burnout is when rest and recovery doesn't help. Then we're dealing with burnout. So if you're just tired, not just, tired is tired, but it gets better with rest and recovery. So those are the big differences between that. Moms experience a lot of unique factors when it comes to mental health and burnout. So we touched on burnout. The second thing that can affect moms is also what I like to call the hormone alarm.
Yeah, let's talk about hormones and how this can play into effect as well.
Of course. Well, the one hormone that can happen when we live in a chronic state of stress is cortisol becomes prioritized in the body. That can lead to anxiety, so ruminating thoughts, anxious thoughts, and depression, low mood or lethargy, and can have physical symptoms for moms.
Yeah. What are those physical symptoms we should be looking out for?
Oh, you're going to see, well, first of all, we're going to see a withdrawal from activities. So we're going to see that, fatigue that doesn't get better with rest. We might notice that we have weight gain or loss, right? Which can happen.
Go either way.
Absolutely.
Let's talk about this invisible load that moms often carry that we talk about.
The invisible load of, all of the multiple hats that we wear.
Yeah.
So you're a chef, you're the house manager, you're an accountant, the daycare, and people cannot see, but you carry it with you, and that has real symptoms around mental health because we're perseverating on things that we need to do.
Right.
It's the 3 o'clock, what am I going to make for dinner every day? Yeah. Another factor for moms that can be really challenging is this feeling of perfection.
Yeah, perfectionism. Right? I find especially with the online world, right?
Oh my gosh.
Because it is a highlight reel, and we have to remember that with social media, people post their positives, not their negatives sometimes. Does this play into this effect of like thinking, well, she makes it look so easy, why can't I make it look easy?
Our thoughts are really the culprit of much of our feelings, right? So if we're seeing somebody's, like you said, I love that, the highlight reel, everything looks perfect. We have these self-imposed pressures of what perfectionism looks like. And then, of course, we've let ourselves down to impossible standards that weren't achievable. So you have feelings of self-doubt. And often women don't want to talk about these feelings, or moms, because maybe they've been invalidated in the past.
Okay.
Or we think, well, maybe this isn't as bad as it could be. I don't need to talk about this. And so they keep it inside.
Right. So talking about it is a good thing to do.
It's one of the biggest tips that I'll say in terms of dealing with mom burnout and stress is write things down. Take those thoughts that are coming up, and rather than kind of perseverating on the thoughts, we can use them as feedback, as tools. So we can write down, how am I feeling, thinking, what came up for me during the day. When we write things down, it gives our brain a chance to look at something and actually express feelings and emotions that we're probably keeping in.
Right. I love that. That's such a great idea. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks
and
for
where can
having
people
me.
go for more information? Because I know you have this very active, amazing blog that people could check out.
You can find us on social media at Focus Forward Health Group, and you can find us on Facebook under the same name, and our website at focusforward.health.
Amazing. Well, thank you again for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
And coming up in Your Morning Ottawa, now that financial literacy could become mandated in a high school curriculum, we'll tell you why it is important. Mark Rouleau from Doyle-Saluski is standing by in the Your Morning Ottawa Lazy Boy Lounge and will give us those details. Here's a live look at our Centennial Glass sky cam this morning. A great start to your day, but sunshine this afternoon. 20 degrees is the high. Right now sitting at 7:43. Good morning, Ottawa.
(7:46). Welcome back to Your Morning Ottawa. Ontario's government announced last week that financial literacy will be added to the high school curriculum in September. Mark Rouleau with Doyle-Saluski tells us why this is so important. Mark, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Why is financial literacy so important? I think I have the answer already, but go ahead.
Hey, I mean, having skills and knowledge to manage money is important in any world. I mean, consumers, businesses, whatever it may be, but I love the fact that the government's doing this. Advocacy was a thing for about, believe it or not, 3 decades to make this happen.
Really?
In the schools.
Slow moving, my goodness.
I mean, a lot of it was they thought math covered it, and it was, economics covered it. But if you don't specifically say financial literacy, you're not going to get the tools, right? So that's why it's important. I think these grade 10 students, it's going to start in grade 10. We're talking about 15, 16-year-olds. That's great.
Sure.
They need to have those seeds planted to be able to, because they're eventually going to get jobs. When they get their first pay stub, what's a pay stub? Why are these deductions coming off? What's a credit card? How does it work? What's interest? All those things.
These are all the elements of financial literacy.
Basic
Let's go into
elements.
a little more.
Exactly. So financial literacy, there's really 3 buckets, right?
Okay.
Cash flow. How do you manage your cash flow? Investing and debt management. So if you take each one of those things, they're interrelated, because if you don't manage your cash properly, you'll never have money to invest. If you don't invest properly, you use too much debt, then that gets overloaded. So there's lots of overlap there, but financial literacy is understanding the basic terms. So when you go online and you see an ad or somebody talking about a particular subject, a lot of them will say, well, I don't understand that stuff, I'm not going to read it. But the financial literacy part, if they start teaching it in schools, familiarity breeds knowledge, right? And if you get good base knowledge like that early in your life, it can only pay dividends later on. So that financial literacy is huge. I love this.
I think it's really necessary. And as you mentioned, grade 10 Ontario high school students have to pass that financial literacy test in order to graduate from high school eventually. So what sort of tools are out there for students and for folks like us?
Well, let's talk about it. Like, you've got, again, a credit card. So you're going to get a credit card eventually in life. So you want to know how credit card interest works. So one of the tools you're going to learn in high school is how interest works. So if you have a credit card, you're 20% interest, so you get a $1,000 balance on your card. It's going to cost you an extra $200 if you don't pay that card off. So the benefits of knowing how interest works, that's on the debt side. How does interest work on the investment side? What's a dividend on a stock? What's a stock? You know, when you buy at a stock market, a lot of people just use this knowledge and really do it blindly initially. And a lot of times they get burned. We don't have to talk about scams this morning because we know there's a lot of that out there, right? People get lulled into this false sense of security and say, this sounds like a good deal. Well, if it sounds too good, it likely is. So I think the financial management aspect, the tools we use on how to read a contract, how to calculate interest, how to shop for credit cards, is, again, the base knowledge that'll stop you from making these mistakes.
We only have a couple seconds left. How can parents help those grade 10 students going in this year?
And that's a huge piece, too, because parents are living it. Parents have mortgages and car loans and credit cards. So I think it's very important. We try to, probably not as much as we should have as parents, to get our kids to know, bring grocery shopping, compare prices, all stuff like that. It's huge for kids, right? So parents can get involved by just sharing some of their own lives, the financial lives they live. So that's good too.
Doyle Saluski's Mark Rouleau is here talking about how we just manage financial literacy. And grade 10 students are going to have to pass that financial literacy course in order to graduate. So it's coming up, finally.
And they'll appreciate it down the road. If they don't appreciate it when they take it, they'll appreciate it down the road for sure.
Mark, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Coming up on Your Morning Ottawa, May the 4th be with you. We are talking about all things Star Wars with the Capital City Garrison. That's coming up next.
Here are your milestone celebrations, and we're going to start off with our celebrations from yesterday, Sunday, May 3rd. And we're going to start with a happy 9th birthday to Hattie. This is with love from Mommy, Daddy, Evie, and Christine. We also have a happy 11th birthday to Madison. Love Mommy, Daddy, Riley, Kobe, and Brooklyn. Happy 4th birthday, Penelope. Hugs and kisses from Grandma and Grandpa, who say you bring so much joy to their lives. We do have some celebrations for today, Monday, May 4th, and we're going to start off with a happy 3rd birthday to Benny. This was filled with lots of love and laughs, adventures, dirt, and monster trucks. All of our love always from Daddy, Mama, Charlotte, and all of your grandparents. And of course, if you have a milestone, we would love to celebrate with you. Send your birthday announcements for kids turning 13 years old and younger. And for those turning 100 years or more, wedding anniversaries as well. For those celebrating 50 years or more, please send us an email, ottawa.milestones@ctv.ca, and we'll be sure to get your announcement on the air. And wake up and win with CTV Your Morning and beancars.ca, and we could pay your bills with a massive $20,000. Just imagine what you can do with an extra 20 grand. The possibilities are endless. So today's code word is fitting. It is money. Head over to our contest page, ctvottawa.ca, or scan that QR code you see on your screen. Enter the word money with your information for your chance to win the Your Morning Ottawa $20,000 Pay Your Bills contest. And of course, this is brought to you by beancars.ca over in Carlton Place.
It's Monday, May 4th.
I've always been proud of you, Peter, and now the world is showing it too.
The community gathered in Barrhaven Sunday to remember the crossing guard killed on duty earlier this year.
Back to Hudson now, and that is cluckered away. There's one tape score! Scored! And the Canadians.
One Canadian team moves on, while another is eliminated in 2 Game 7s in 2 different sports Sunday night.
Luke Skywalker and Han Solo rescued the princess, destroyed the Death Star, but their story didn't end there.
And may the 4th be with you. We are celebrating all things Star Wars this morning. Your Morning Ottawa continues right now. Good morning and welcome. Come on in to the great galaxy of Ottawa. We're so glad you could start your day with us. Happy May the 4th. I'm Rosie Edda.
I'm Melissa Lamb, and Will is away for today, and he is going to miss Capital City Garrison is going to be here, and we're going to chat with them all things Star Wars. Of course, the new movie, we'll get their thoughts on it as well and see if it will live up to the hype.
That is going to be good, no doubt about that. But first off, we're going to get to today's top stories. A community in Barrhaven held a vigil for Peter Clark, the crossing guard killed while on duty in March, as residents remember his impact.
I've always been proud of you, Peter, and now the world is showing it too.
Peter Clark is being remembered as a dedicated crossing guard, killed while on duty in March at his usual spot on Cedarview and Kennenvale. An incident that shook the Barrhaven community. At the vigil at Weybridge Park community, residents also unveiling a bench dedicated in his honor. A driver has been charged in connection to the crash. 19-year-old Xander Wright pleaded guilty to one of the charges he is facing, failing to stop after an accident causing death, but pleaded not guilty to dangerous operation causing death.
3 people are dead after a suspected hantavirus outbreak on a cruise ship in the Atlantic Ocean. The World Health Organization reported 1 confirmed case aboard the MV Hondia ship, which was traveling from Argentina to Cape Verde. Hantavirus is usually passed to humans from rodents through their species, saliva, or urine. It can cause severe respiratory illness. An investigation into the deaths is currently underway. Mark Carney is at the European Political Community Summit this morning, where he announced more money to support Ukrainians' military.
You have all of Canada behind you, standing with the people of Ukraine. We are pleased that today we were able to add to our commitment.
Prime Minister Carney says Canada will contribute $270 million to help Ukraine secure military supplies from a NATO list. This brings Canada's total financial support for Ukraine up to $25.8 billion. Prime Minister Carney is in Armenia this morning for the European Political Community Summit. It's a meeting that started after the Russian invasion on Ukraine. Canada is the first non-European country to be invited.
Ontario Provincial Police have issued arrest warrants for 2 people in connection with a homicide in Perth last month. 34-year-old Joseph Madore and 28-year-old Brayton Kennedy, both of Ottawa, are wanted on second-degree murder charges. Kennedy is described as 5'11", 260 pounds, with brown hair, blue eyes, and a tattoo on his forehead above his left eyebrow. Madore is described as 6'2", 190 pounds, with a medium build, hazel eyes, black hair, and tattoos. Police say neither man should be approached if seen. 39-year-old Christo Allison Richards of Ottawa was found critically injured at Last Duo Park in Perth on April 12th, where he later died in hospital. His death marks the 3rd homicide in Perth in the last 10 years. Anyone with information is asked to contact Lanark County OPP or Crime Stoppers.
Gatineau police say a 21-year-old man is facing charges in connection with a late-night homicide at a strip club in Gatineau in April. According to a statement from police, Bradley Gerard is facing 1 count of second-degree murder in connection with the death of 39-year-old Justine Larche. On April 23rd, police responded to reports of gunfire at Bar 77 in the Lac-Beauchamp district. Larche was found with serious injuries and pronounced dead at the scene. This is Gatineau's first homicide of the year. Some federal public workers will be back in the office 5 days a week starting today. Executives are now required to work on site 5 days, while all other federal employees in the core public service will need to be in the office 4 days a week come July. One of the issues, though, has been inadequate office space. Public Services and Procurement Canada says it is working to address any issues with the new on-site presence of office space, and all federal employees are currently required to be in the office for a minimum of 3 days a week.
After 34 years, Spirit Airlines is shutting down.
As many of you have reported, this morning at 3 a.m., Spirit Airlines ceased operations.
They are blaming the cost of fuel, which has spiked sharply because of the U.S. war in Iran. The news broke Saturday and comes after they failed to secure creditor support from the U.S. government. No U.S. carrier of Spirit's size, which accounted for 5% of flights in the country, has liquidated in 2 decades.
And it was a tough end to a thrilling weekend for Raptors fan after a Game 7 loss in Cleveland.
And the Raptors, after taking Game 6 at home, they fall in Game 7 to the Cleveland Cavaliers.
The Raptors had the lead early, but the Cavs managed to pull even at the half. Cleveland then took over in the third, winning the game 114-102.
Scotty Barnes was in foul trouble all night. He ended up with 24 points. The Raptors played shorthanded all series and still managed to take the Cavs to 7. That's reason for optimism for fans. So why Raptors fans are a little upset this morning. Habs fans are rejoicing, of course, after a big Game 7 win in Tampa Bay last night. So the last remaining Canadian NHL team. So still hope to bring that cup home to Canada.
A massive sigh of relief.
Jumping on the bandwagon. Jumping on the Habs bandwagon.
All right, we got to talk about the forecast and how are things shaping up. I know it was a wet start to the day.
We did see some wet temps this morning, some wet conditions. However, temperatures will be nice and warm this afternoon, and skies have started to clear up. So the sun it's a long day today, setting at 8:12 p.m. So now we're inching closer to 8:30 sunset, and then before long it will be a 9 p.m. sunset. 8 degrees still, so temperatures haven't moved yet this morning. Not a bad looking start to your day. It is a little bit gray out there still. 6 degrees in the valley. Areas to the east of us could still see some scattered showers this morning. This is what we saw earlier. We did see some rain. It started off a little bit wet and windy. For the most part, the rain has cleared out. We will get a little bit of a break over the next few hours from this rain, and then we will see more as we head into your overnight or later on this evening. It's clear skies later on this afternoon. So starting around noon hour is when those clouds will push through. We'll get to see some sunshine. That will last until the late part of your day. It's this evening, overnight, that we could start to see more spotty showers in the forecast. This is 6 p.m. Later on tonight, we could see a little bit of rain continuing into the overnight. Risk of thunderstorms overnight tonight and early tomorrow morning as well. So we could see some active weather to start off your Tuesday, and then in through the day, Tuesday, Wednesday, we could see some more spotty showers. So it is starting off a little bit wet. The good news is it's very warm today. 20 degrees is the high, so we will be above seasonal. 21 in the valley, 19 for Trenton, 17 in Kingston, 19 out along the Seaway today. 20 degrees is your high in Gatineau. So very warm weather on the way. Once those clouds clear, we get to see some sunshine. It will be quite beautiful late this afternoon. Overnight dropping to 13, so our overnight lows much warmer over the next couple of days. 19 degrees is the high for tomorrow, so staying warm, but again, some active weather early in the morning. Spotty showers for Wednesday, and then temperatures cooling off a little bit below seasonal as we head into Wednesday and to start off your weekend. And a kind of mixture of seeing some rain, but we will see some sunny days in there as well. And then as we head into the weekend, back to normal as we head into Sunday. We do have some volume that has built right now on the Queensway this morning. Eastbound on the 417 between Moody and Woodruff, it is a little bit heavy. Heading west on the Queensway, also slow at the 174 split in through Nicholas. Westbound 174, we're seeing slowdowns 10th line in through Montreal Road, and Riverside Drive also heavy congestion beginning at Bronson in through Bank Street. The Champlain Bridge, we do see some volume. All your other bridges are moving well this hour. Well, you know that moment when you learn something and immediately think, how am I only learning this now? Well, Ashley and Gord from the Morning Pickup on Pure Country 94 found a viral list of these, and some of them might hit a little too close to home.
I think it's okay to admit from time to time there are certain things that we learned later in life we were a little bit clueless about until someone pointed it out to us. There's a post on Threads, and it's gone viral because someone asked the question, what's something you learned embarrassingly late in life? Oh, my gosh.
This is good.
I could write a book, Gord. I could. I thought McGraw-Hill textbooks were made by Tim McGraw and Faith Hill. Like they had a side business?
Oh, my God. Imagine that side. That would make a lot of money, those textbooks.
McGraw, now every time I see a McGraw-Hill.
Never thought of that.
I mean, it sort of makes, well, that is just a coincidence. You know
sure
what?
Is, yeah.
I'm not mad at you for thinking that. When you're told not to operate heavy machinery with certain medications, they mean cars. but I always assumed bulldozers.
Oh, bulldozers, forklifts, something like that.
Oh my gosh. How many times were you driving a car like,
no,
well,
I didn't even think, yeah.
Well, it's not a forklift. I'm okay. That's not
I'm good. I'm good to drive.
This poor person, oh my goodness. I thought the Mount Rushmore faces, oh boy, occurred naturally.
Oh no.
By coincidence. I can't believe I just admitted that. Thankfully, that's online and we don't know who you are.
It was
That's
just
good.
a natural cutout of
Just
Lincoln
like-
in the rock.
Like one of those, like miracles. Like it's.
Can't believe it.
They look just like the men. Well, this is unfortunate. Someone who thought Jimmy Buffett and Warren Buffett were the same person. He just got really rich off the Margarita song.
And then he just changed his name.
He changed his name.
Just living on the beach with that money.
Yeah, and someone who said the little piggy who went to the market wasn't going grocery shopping. They just learned that was the case.
Wait, this little piggy went to the market. Yeah.
Not going grocery shopping, Gord.
What are they?
Oh, no.
They're going to the market to go shopping. They're buying stuff.
Listen to Ashley and Gord on the morning pickup weekdays from 6 until 10 a.m. on Ottawa's Pure Country 94. And coming up on Your Morning Ottawa, we're celebrating all things Star Wars with the Capital City Garrison. They join us coming up very shortly. Very excited for this. And of course, here is a live look for Centennial Glass Skycam this morning. Are we starting to see a little bit of sunshine finally? Hopefully in the next few hours we will get to see some. 8 degrees right now. Good morning, Ottawa. It is 8:12. Well, May is Mental Health Awareness Month. And of course, the Mental Health Gala is at the end of the month, and I'm looking forward to emceeing it once again this year. Joining us this morning, we have Amy Caruso, who is the CEO and the founder. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
I'm excited to have you here. I look forward to this event every year. Will and I are super excited to MC this event for you. Can you give us the details about the Mental Health Gala and how this kind of all came to be?
Of course. So the Mental Health Gala did start from a personal place. Sorry.
That's okay. It's hard to talk about sometimes, right?
It is, right.
Yeah.
So it was something I wanted to help others, shift my focus to helping people who might be going through the same thing.
Yeah.
So I decided to look up places where I can volunteer or donate, and I couldn't find anything in the city. So I decided to create my own.
Yeah.
And I created this gala not only to raise funds for mental health services, but also to help people feel more supported, not alone.
Yeah. And I'm sure you've felt so much support. This has been going on for 9 years now.
Yes.
Tell us about the first gala and how it's grown to this year.
Of course. So the first one was a very small event.
Yeah.
Didn't know how it was going to go, and now here we are 9 years later, 600 guests at the end of May, raised almost $400,000 to date. It really, the community has really rallied around it, and it's just gotten bigger and more impactful as years have gone on.
And tell us how you're supporting CHEO, because proceeds from the event will go to CHEO.
That's right. So CHEO, donating to CHEO is very important to me, especially now since having my daughter. Early intervention is super important, can change the entire trajectory of a young person's life. So we're really aligned in our priorities on trying to, solve the gap with not as many services being available.
Okay, so there are still some tickets. Before we get to that, tell us how the night unfolds, because it's a very powerful night. There's a lot of great, conversations that are had, but it's also a very fun night as well. You kind of combine the two together.
It is. It's such a special evening. So guests can expect, a full evening of dinner, dance, powerful speakers, like you said, a live and silent auction, live entertainment. It really does bring the community and the connection and just like the impact all in one night.
And do you find it's important that we still have these conversations surrounding mental health?
Of course. Mental health affects everyone, whether personal or someone you know and love. Especially in youth, 20% of youth are affected by mental health. and only 1 in 5 get the help that they need.
Wow.
So, you know, starting the conversation, getting people maybe more comfortable with speaking about it, and in turn can save lives.
And breaking down those barriers and that stigma as well surrounding mental health.
Exactly. It's still very much a thing.
It's hard to talk about sometimes. Yes. Let's talk about how people can get involved. There are still tickets left, but only for a short time, and still sponsorship opportunities for people as well.
Yes, so we're closing ticket sales at the end of Mental Health Week on Sunday. You can go to my website or social media pages to get tickets and see sponsorship opportunities as well. Faces is our presenting sponsor this year. I'm very excited to have them on board, as well as LDC Precision Concrete, 8th year as a diamond sponsor.
Wow.
There's also over 20 other sponsors on my website that all deserve to be recognized, so please check them out.
And it's amazing that they come together year after year to help support you in this amazing cause.
That's right.
Congratulations on all the work that you've done, because I know it comes from a really good place and a personal place that you've created this, and now you've just done so much good for mental health in our community, so thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for being there.
You're welcome. And Will and I look forward to emceeing the event. Of course, we want to see you there, so head to the website for more information. And of course, grab those tickets because it does close very soon. And coming up, it is May the 4th. So we have to say May the 4th be with you. And we have Capital City Garrison in studio. We'll get details on their thoughts on Star Wars Day and, of course, the new film coming to theaters very shortly.
Luke Skywalker and Han Solo rescued the princess, destroyed the Death Star, but their story didn't end there.
May the 4th be with you. Of course, today is Star Wars Day. We've been talking about it all morning long, and we are finally celebrating. We have Capital City Garrison with us in studio this morning to celebrate this Star Wars Day. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
All right, Shane, give us the details on Capital City Garrison and who you guys are.
We are a Star Wars costuming group. We all have different costumes. We share some costumes as well, like similar costumes like the TIE pilots, the gunners. Very similar costumes, and we go out and raise money for charity.
Amazing, and these are like top-notch costumes as well.
They have to be screen accurate to the movies.
Okay, so they do have to be screen accurate.
That is correct.
So how do you put this all together? Because these are like absolutely incredible. I'm actually a little nervous with this breathing sound that I'm hearing here this morning.
That would be Darth Vader.
Darth Vader, oh, it's over here, Darth Vader that's breathing? Okay.
He needs the breathing apparatus.
So introduce me to all the characters we have on set here today.
So here we have Padme.
Padme, okay.
And I guess her husband, Anakin/Darth Vader.
Darth Vader, okay. We have
R2-D2.
R2-D2, I am very familiar with. Oh my goodness, he makes little sounds as well.
He's saying hello.
He's saying hello, okay. And who is?
And a 181st TIE pilot.
181st TIE pilot, okay. Moving on, is this an alien?
And Greedo.
Greedo.
Who didn't shoot first.
Okay, I want to see these fingers, Greedo. Ooh, those are creepy. And last but not least.
And this is an Imperial gunner.
An Imperial gunner. Okay, this is incredible. What's the reaction like when you walk in somewhere and people see these costumes?
It's amazing. The kids, the adults even, they are like, oh my God, it's Star Wars.
Absolutely.
We love this.
Absolutely, and they're so authentic, as you mentioned.
Yes.
It must be so much fun. Okay, tell us who you are as well.
This is my custom costume of a Sith Lord.
A Sith Lord, and
this is Grogu.
Grogu, okay, and there's the new movie starring Grogu. What are your thoughts on this? Are you excited?
Oh, I'm very excited for this. It's the first theatrical release since 2019.
Wow.
So we're really excited to see this.
Do you already have plans for the movie to come out, or?
We do.
Yeah,
yes.
What are those plans?
A bunch of us will be going to watch the movie for sure.
Will you get in costume to watch the movie, or is that a little difficult for some?
That we're not going to do now.
No, you're not going to do.
No.
You're just going to go and watch. Do you have a favorite Star Wars film over the years, or a favorite character personally?
My personal favorite Star Wars movie is Empire Strikes Back.
Okay, when was that released?
That was released 1981, I
want to say. One of the originals?
Yes.
Okay, and what is it about that one that you love so much?
I really don't know per se, but for me, the bad guys won. In that movie. At the end of the movie, the bad guys were on top. And that was so unique for me.
Yeah. So usually we don't want the bad guys to win, but in this sense that you liked it.
It worked out.
It worked out. That's so much fun. Okay, tell us where you will be today for Star Wars Day, because of course you're going to be a hit everywhere you go today.
We're going to a lot of places. Today, our primary one is going to be going to CHEO. They've asked us to come in and say hi to the kids in costume, which is always nice. There will be the Bytown Cinema this evening. They're doing a screening of Rogue One.
Okay.
And one other event that we're going to is a celebration of life for one of our members.
Okay, that's a wonderful day.
Yeah.
Fully packed. And how can people book you if they maybe want you for a party? Because part of your proceeds goes towards charity, right?
Yep, they can visit 501st.com, and there's a link on there to request an appearance by the group.
And what's it like for you to be able to give back to these charities too?
It's amazing. Last year we raised over $20,000 for Make-A-Wish.
Wow.
So that was a big feather in the cap for the group.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for joining us today and
Thank
taking
you.
time out of your very busy schedule. You know, it's the busiest
It'll be
day.
a busy day.
So we appreciate you always taking time for us here on the show. We truly appreciate it. And have a wonderful day. May the 4th be with you, everyone. Rosie.
Coming up, celebrating the 200th birthday of Ottawa, Joe Tottengal has created a unique cultural and culinary gathering. This morning, he's joined by award-winning cookbook author Irene Mattis to share all the details. They're standing by in the Your Morning Kitchen. Here's a live look through our sky cam. I know it's kind of gray out there, but looks like we're going to get a few peeks of the sun this afternoon, and it's going to warm up quite nicely. 8:26. You're watching Your Morning Ottawa. We'll be right back.
The National Capital Region is jam-packed with incredible experiences you don't want to miss. Hey, I'm Tanea Taylor, your iHeartRadio Weekender, powered by Barrhaven Ford. Get the inside scoop on all the biggest and best events every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday on CTV, Move 100, Pure Country 94, TSN 1200, and News Talk 580 CFRA. iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barrhaven Ford, Ottawa's newest and largest Ford dealership, and Ontario's #1 Ford EV dealer.
The best way to celebrate moms this Mother's Day? Join us this week for gift ideas, thoughtful finds, and fun ways to celebrate moms in style.
Mom's Week on Your Morning Ottawa. Brought to you by Holt Spa, the ultimate escape.
Good morning. It's 8:30 on the nose. Happy May the 4th. Happy Star Wars Day. We're really glad that you can start your day with us. I'm Rosie Edda.
I'm Melissa Lamb, and Will is away for today. And coming up in Your Morning Kitchen, we're going to be talking about the literary feast, wine. We have wine, food, and words. So we're going to get a combination of all that together and learn the details.
Looking forward to that. That's coming up in just a few minutes. But first off, we're going to get to today's top stories. A community in Barrhaven held a vigil for Peter Clark, the crossing guard killed while on duty in March, as residents remember his impact.
I've always been proud of you, Peter, and now the world is showing it too.
Peter Clark is being remembered as a dedicated crossing guard, killed while on duty in March at his usual spot on Cedarview and Kenneville, an incident that shook the Barrhaven community. At the vigil, a Weybridge Park community, residents also unveiling a bench dedicated in his honor. A driver has been charged in connection to the crash. 19-year-old Xander Wright pleaded guilty to one of the charges he is facing, failing to stop after an accident causing death, but pleaded not guilty to dangerous operation causing death.
3 people are dead after a suspected hantavirus outbreak on a cruise ship in the Atlantic Ocean. The World Health Organization reported 1 confirmed case aboard the MV Hondia ship, which was traveling from Argentina to Cape Verde. Hantavirus is usually passed to humans from rodents through their feces, saliva, or urine. It can cause severe respiratory illness. An investigation into the deaths is currently underway. Mark Carney is at the European Political Community Summit this morning. He announced more money to support Ukraine's military.
You have all of Canada behind you, standing with the people of Ukraine. We are pleased that today we were able to add to our commitment.
Prime Minister Carney says Canada will contribute $270 million to help Ukraine secure military supplies from a NATO list. This brings Canada's total to financial support for Ukraine up to $25.8 billion. Prime Minister Carney is in Armenia this morning for the European Political Community Summit. It's a meeting that started after the Russian invasion of Ukraine. Canada is the first non-European country to be invited.
Ontario Provincial Police have issued arrest warrants for 2 people in connection with a homicide in Perth last month. 34-year-old Joseph Madore and 28-year-old Brayton Kennedy, both of Ottawa, are wanted on second-degree murder charges. Kennedy is described as 5'11", 260 pounds, with brown hair, blue eyes, and a tattoo on his forehead above his left eyebrow. Madore is described as 6'2", 190 pounds, with a medium build, hazel eyes, black hair, and tattoos. Police say neither man should be approached if seen. 39-year-old Christo Allison Richards of Ottawa was found critically injured at Last Duel Park in Perth on April 12th, where he later died in hospital. His death marks the 3rd homicide in Perth in the last 10 years. Anyone with information is asked to contact Lanark County OPP or Crime Stoppers.
Gatineau police say a 21-year-old man is facing charges in connection with a late-night homicide at a strip club in Gatineau in April. According to a statement from police, Bradley Gerard is facing 1 count of second-degree murder in connection with the death of 39-year-old Justine Larche. On April 23rd, police responded to reports of gunfire at Bar 77 in the Lac-Beauchamp district. Larche was found with serious injuries and pronounced dead at the scene. This is Gatineau's first homicide of the year. Some federal public service workers will be back in the office 5 days a week starting today. Executives are now required to work on site 5 days, while all other federal employees in the core public service will need to be in the office 4 days a week come July. One of the issues, though, has been inadequate office space. Public Service and Procurement Canada says it is working to address any issues with the new on-site presence of office space. All federal employees are currently required to be in the office for a minimum of 3 days a week.
After 34 years, Spirit Airlines is shutting down.
As many of you have reported, this morning at 3 a.m., Spirit Airlines ceased operations.
The U.S. carrier is blaming the cost of fuel, which has spiked sharply because of the U.S. war in Iran. The news broke Saturday and comes after they failed to secure creditor support from the U.S. government. No U.S. carrier of Spirit's size, which accounted for 5% of flights in the country, has liquidated in 2 decades.
Canada's last hope of bringing the Stanley Cup north of the border has another chance to stay alive. The Montreal Canadiens have advanced to the next round of the 2026 Stanley Cup playoffs.
It's 9-3 Tampa Bay, but Montreal threatening here. Scores on a deflection.
Montreal will be the only Canadian team to advance to the second round of the NHL playoffs after a 2-1 win against the Tampa Bay Lightning. The Canadiens will now face the Buffalo Sabres in round 2 starting Wednesday.
Exciting time. So we might see some tired faces here Thursday morning.
Yeah, you
Got
think?
some Habs fans in the building.
Yeah, do you think we'll get some good direction on Thursday? Because our director is a massive Habs fan, so hopefully he'll be all up and happy and ready to direct us and not saying Melissa, calling me Melissa and you Rosie, right?
I mean, we'll give him a day's grace as well, especially if the Habs win. And, you know, I think a lot of people will be jumping on the bandwagon with the last Canadian team remaining.
Why
so
not?
I think a lot of, you know, just hockey fans in general are now rooting for the Habs now that the Sens are no longer in the playoffs. Or the Oilers or the other Canadian teams for that matter. It was a bit of a wet and windy start to your morning. It will be clearing this afternoon. And this week, a real mixture of everything in the forecast for us. It will be warm. It will be a little bit cooler. We have sunshine and rain. Little mix of everything for spring. 9 degrees, so we have warmed up 1 degree here this morning, so slowly warming up. Still 7 degrees in the valley, 10 degrees out in Kingston this hour. So we did see some spotty showers this morning. It looks like that has cleared in the Byward Market. Areas along Cornwall Hawkesbury could still see some spotty showers this morning. We will see cloudy conditions throughout most of the next few hours, but then starting around noon hour today, those clouds will clear out and we will get to see some sun. So we will see a mix of sun and cloud late this afternoon. And then later on this evening, around 6 o'clock, 8 o'clock tonight, we could see some more spotty showers in the forecast and some rain overnight. We could even see some thunderstorms overnight tonight early tomorrow morning as well. So active weather could be on the way over the next 24 hours. Spotty showers tomorrow morning. It will clear up into the afternoon, and then a bit more rain for Wednesday. So we will see some wet conditions to start off your work week, but very warm as well. 20 degrees is where temperatures will sit into the afternoon, so above seasonal conditions today. 21 in the Valley, 19 in Bancroft, Trenton, 17 is your high in Kingston today. So warm across the region, except for Mont Tremblant. A little bit cooler out there, sitting at 13 degrees for your daytime high today, 16 for Montreal. So over the next couple of days, at least our overnight lows are also much warmer this week. 13 is the overnight low tonight, which means it'll be pretty mild tomorrow morning. 19 degrees is the high for tomorrow, so still above seasonal. Then temperatures will cool off Wednesday throughout most of the rest of the work week, but at least we will see dry conditions on Thursday with a high of 13. That will stay the temperature Friday and through Saturday, where we could see some more spotty showers. Here's a look at your drive-in, and still just those regular slowdowns this morning on your roads. We do have some heavy volume. If you are heading east to west on the Queensway this hour, it's a little bit slow at Richmond. We have eastbound volume between the 417 Moody and through Woodruff. Heading west on the Queensway, it's heavy from the 174 split through Nicholas. Westbound, the 174 is heavy at 10th Line and through Montreal Road. Even Riverside seeing some congestion this morning from Bronson in through Bank Street.
Welcome to Your Morning Kitchen. The literary feast, food, wine, and words was created to help celebrate Ottawa's 200th birthday. We have Irene Mattis here, award-winning chef and a cookbook author of My Cypriot Table, and Joe Tuttengal, chef and the creator of this literary feast.
Thank you very
who
much.
is here today, I believe, for the first time.
Yes.
This
we are
is
doing this first time,
wonderful.
and to celebrate the 200th birthday of Ottawa, we're bringing all these great authors to Ottawa. And you know, through the food, we expose the culture and the community. So we build and support a beautiful cause for St. Joe's Women's Center.
Oh, that is wonderful.
That is the way.
And you also have a book here.
We have two.
Coconut
Yeah,
Lagoon.
we have
You
two. One the Coconut Lagoon and one My Thali.
Oh my, that's wonderful.
And she has a beautiful book.
I think that it is such a wonderful idea to merge the word, the written word, food, chefs, authors, artists coming together here. This is a great celebration, a great way to celebrate the city.
Yes.
So what else can we expect?
And a beautiful winemaker from France, you know, and her story is beautiful. And you know, we getting people from Vancouver, Toronto, everybody coming into Ottawa and celebrating in the nation's capital, and through food. We're going to, and storytelling.
When's this happening, Joe?
On May 6th at the Horticulture Building from 6 to 9.
Okay.
And you know, like people like Irene, sorry.
Yeah.
And you know, it's beautiful.
You're taking part as well.
Yeah, I'm really excited to be, and thank you, Chef Joe, for spotlighting so many authors, because food really truly connects us, right? And My Cypriot Table, and today I'm actually bringing the dip for the 200th birthday.
I'll bring the dip. I'll bring the dip.
This is basically cypress on a plate.
Yes, beautiful.
I chose recipes from my book that really represents my beautiful birthplace, Cyprus. We have a tahini dip, and of course, the iconic Cypriot halloumi cheese. It's very important that people are buying authentic PDO halloumi, which is Krinos. They are definitely the brand. And then we have olives, lemons. They grow olive trees in Cyprus. So these are very traditional as well. They've got coriander, garlic, lemon, and olive oil.
Bursting with flavor.
Bursting with flavor, but it keeps you young, right? Your skin
healthy,
right?
That's
Healthy.
Good for well, come on now.
Yeah, well, no, I'd like you to assemble it, Rosie.
I was ready to dig right in here, but
so if
I'll
you want to put some halloumi cheese.
I don't mean to.
That's okay.
I don't mean to
That's
step
okay.
in front of you, but
No
I'll get to you in just a second.
So
here.
if you want to put some halloumi cheese on top of that, just grab. Yeah, you can just dump it right on top.
Yeah, halloumi cheese.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just
all
go
over.
crazy. Go crazy. Oh.
Make it beautiful, rustic. It's all about rustic.
Okay.
And then you take some of the olives with their juices, and you just put some on top. And then you're ready to dig in. And you know, I had to bring in the other culture for Chef Joe, so I've got some fresh naan bread for dipping.
Okay.
So go ahead and help
look at
yourself,
that.
Rosie.
And then
Enjoy.
there's lemon in this dip
Yes,
here.
lemon and garlic. It's a beautiful dip. It's made with sesame paste. So
It's great.
I didn't even dip into the olives, really, but just
with that
the dip right here. Well, how beautiful is that?
Thank you.
And this bread is lovely, too. I won't double dip. See, I'm going the other side.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's great.
I like that Rosie's a
Irene?
foodie.
Irene?
I love that Rosie's a foodie.
How amazing is that? Thank you so much, Irene,
You're
for that.
very welcome.
Okay.
Yeah, for
Gorgeous.
Chef
with
Joe.
being a feast, literary feast, without a biryani, you cannot have a feast. So I will be featuring a nice lamb biryani at the festival.
What does
it's a
biryani?
rice. It's a rice dish cooked with the meat, slow cooked, baked together, and with the nice caramelized onion, cashews, and raisins, and all that. You know. So it's a very festive food for India. And we have a beautiful salmon from Canadian salmon, but the beautiful sauce, you know, with the coconut milk, you know.
Oh, yeah.
So that will be featured, and a yuca, very simple starch. You know, like poor man's potato,
that is.
cassava, you know, and
Fills you up.
Yes,
Good for you.
Good for you, and with coconut.
What's the seasoning? Curry?
No, turmeric powder, little bit mustard seeds, and fresh coconut, and fresh curry leaves. So this will be a beautiful. These are the offerings, and when people come into this event, they can get some sampling plates, get some wine, beer. And talk to the people who wrote the storytelling. That's very important. To tell their story through the books and recipes, and you know, meet them, buy the cookbooks from them, personally signed, and take pictures, and that's the way we build community.
And a little bit of tasting?
Tasting, there is always food. There is always a lot of food. Come hungry. And go enjoy with a good full stomach, you know. That's what we're going to do.
And a full heart too.
Full heart, yeah. That is what.
And you're very open to sharing your recipes and ideas.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Yes, that is the way we can expose our culture to other people.
I think that is amazing. Coming together, food, wine, and words.
That's
this is going to be wonderful. So if folks want any more information, they can go online.
To my thali info at thaliottawa.ca, and they can buy the tickets. Tickets are running out, so only few tickets available. Please today, tomorrow.
It's only 2 days left before the event. All right, Chef Joe and Chef Irene, thank you so much for coming by. Your books are beautiful. Your food is absolutely succulent.
Thank you very much.
This is mine right here, calling this right here.
Salmon.
My Cypriot table, and as well Coconut Lagoon. You all are just brilliant and wonderful artists. Thank you again.
Thank you very much.
For coming
Have
by.
a blessed
Thank
day.
you so much. Thank you so much. All right, we're going to take a quick look out here. If you know of a great local chef or restaurant you think we should feature on the show, please let us know. Email us, yourmorningottawa@ctv.ca. Here's a quick look outside. Centennial Glass Sky Cam. Cloudy sky, 8:45. It's going to go up to 20 degrees this afternoon. We'll be right back. Good morning, Ottawa.
Ottawa is always on the move.
We're a big city
with a laid-back vibe.
Where foodies love their sweets.
And markets bursting with flavor.
Wrapped up in waterways.
And hot summer days.
This is a city where culture is on display.
And the future
meets the past.
Where people come together.
Always proud.
Often loud. Whee!
And positively the best place to live.
We move with you, Ottawa!
Hey. CTV and TSN 1200 want you to be the Myers Automotive Group Team of the Week. Your team could win $1,000 for new equipment, tournament fees, or an incredible team party.
Shoot us a quick video, upload it at ctvottawa.ca. Whether it's hockey, ringette, choir, band, or any team in between. Each week, the winning team will join us live in studio at CTV Ottawa at 6 to claim their prize.
Enter today for your chance to be Myers Automotive Group Team of the Week.
Staples Canada is supporting life-saving programs across Canada with the launch of its Even the Odds cookie. The cookies will be available at all Staples locations and online starting on May 4th. Here to tell us a little bit more about the program addressing health inequity across Canada, we got Carlo Pellegrino from Staples Canada and Danielle Wozniacki with St. Paul's Hospitals. Good morning to the two of you.
Good morning.
Good morning, Will.
Carlo, let's kick it off with you, my friend. Staples has a long history of giving back to communities across Canada. What can you tell us about the Even the Odds partnership?
Well, it's something we're very, very passionate about at Staples, Will. Our partnership started back in 2021 with Even the Odds, and since then we've raised $9 million coast to coast with all of our stores jumping on board to participate. I think we're pretty passionate about the causes that Even the Odds supports, and that's really working hard to end chronic homelessness in the country, early childhood intervention in terms of healthcare and education, as well as a number of different health initiatives across the country to bring equality for people from across the country, but coast to coast. This year, I'm really excited to talk about our care cookies, which you can see sitting in front of me today. We're going to be selling them at every Staples store in the country. They're only $4.99. 100% of the proceeds from these care cookies is going directly to the initiatives that I just spoke to. And, not only are they a sweet, delicious cookie, it's going to a really incredible cause as well, too.
I love that. When you talked about all the money that's being raised and just looking at the cookies that you have, I'm going to have to snag at least a couple of bags myself because, come on, there's too many over there. I need some myself. And you talked about that money. Danielle, can you tell a little bit us about the work that MAP and the Navigator program does and how these funds directly impact what you're trying to achieve?
Yeah, absolutely. MAP is Canada's largest health equity research centre, and they developed this incredible evidence-based program called the Navigator that embeds trained outreach workers directly into hospital to support people who are homeless. The Navigators meet patients when they're admitted, are able to support them with coordinating shelter for discharge, follow-up care, able to help them make sure they have prescriptions, and then follow them for a period of time after discharge. The Navigator program at St. Paul's Hospital was implemented in 2023 with 100% funding from Staples and Even the Odds, and has an incredible impact. We recently had a patient come through the Navigator program. He was a gentleman in his late 50s. He had been reluctant to engage with healthcare, and by the time he got into hospital, unfortunately was diagnosed with cancer. During that admission, he also lost his housing. We were able to connect a Navigator with him during his admission. They were able to make sure that he had a supportive shelter to go to at discharge, able to help him, accompany him to his initial follow-up appointments, to get familiar with the system, to help him become more comfortable going to those appointments. The Navigator was also able to help him connect to an income replacement for while he was going through his treatment, and able to help him apply for housing, connect him with volunteer drivers to help him get to subsequent appointments. As part of his treatment, this patient was offered a stem cell transplant but needed a place to live. The Navigator was able to help advocate for him and help him to secure supportive housing so that he would be able to receive that treatment. He is now settled into his housing, has received his treatment, and is continuing to recover, and is just really, the impact of the Navigator in this case is just immeasurable. We wouldn't have been able to do this without the funding that we receive from Staples and Even the Odds, and really encourage folks to go out and purchase a care cookie so that they will be able to support this important work.
Love that story, and hopefully with the sale of the cookies, we just hear more and more stories like this. Carlo, Danielle, thank you for your time today, and good luck with the campaign.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Of a great local business we should highlight as part of our Your Neighborhood feature? Send us an email, yourmorningottawa@ctv.ca.
Wake up and win with CTV Your Morning and beancars.ca, and we could pay your bills with a massive $20,000. Just imagine what you can do with an extra 20 grand. The possibilities are endless. So today's code word is money. Head over to our contest page at ctvottawa.ca, or you can also scan the QR code you see there on your screen. Enter money with all of your information for your chance to win the Your Morning $20,000 Pay Your Bills contest, brought to you by beancars.ca. in Carlton Place. I just love this.
Happy May the 4th. Happy Star Wars
Yes.
Day. And we'll see you right back here tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. Take good care.